All right, welcome back to Obsidian Guard Legacy, Episode 4. I believe Cloudy, or more appropriately, Petra, will be handling today's recap. Take us away.
A question. What makes a creature be named monster? What is a monster in its clearest definition? If one were to ask Petra, she would say one who commits unrestrained destruction and agony to all in its way, unfeeling of its actions. But how can one prove that? Scoom was no such monster. Once a human child, so sickly and frail, it would be discovered later that his mother had traded her life so he may live. The cost that his body would become an infection in and of itself, a kind of living organism of something called bacteria. It was the only way for the child to survive its incurable, a wish bestowed by a kraken spawn further within this temple. On guard, the party pushed on, somehow joined by Kaishin, who may have been summoned here when Declan manipulated the astral array. They would cross entry into the temple, passing by the dead remains of a giant sea life. But before they would enter further, it was Akora who had upset a hidden host, who had then attempted to abscond with a rare bottle of wine, a merid, form of jinn or genie. Luckily, we had not come bearing arms or violent intent, and followed the merid to feel he could talk with us, revealing that this temple was one of Dagobah's spawn, a titan lord of the abyssal seas. If we wish to cure Claudia of her incurable, we have to undertake the trials the others had performed before us, and request for the Kraken's gift to be removed through the power of the Merid's wish, an incredibly rare gift that can only be given once a year. We undertook this trial after meeting some of the temple's followers, and the most joyous one being Grandma. We were there to use jars that would contain great volumes of water and douse the ceremonial flames as our trial. It was initially a rough start. The guardians of the trial, adept in their environment, one such crab-chasing Kaishin with relentless pinching fury. But together, we quickly understood a pattern that earned us both victory and audience with the Kraken spawn. We made our request, and were permitted to question it would answer to its best ability. Petra, anxiously seizing the question, wanting to affirm that a Titan Lord was indeed aiding the tyrant who was enslaving her people, to which she would learn that was indeed the case, and it was Dagobah himself responsible. She had stolen the chance from Trent, who had his own question, to which he would refrain from further inquiries until he got his own answers. But a question was posed. Claudia suffered from vampirism before she sought the form she possessed now. Was she a monster before the transformation? Was the gift truly responsible for the people she murdered? Or a scapegoat to avoid a death deserved for robbing the world of the lives of others? Her life hung within the hands of the party. Petra possessing the wish that would take away her incurable. But Petra is ready to take responsibility, as she has done with many of the young that could have found life in this world. If she is a threat to it, Claudia will not make it to the gallows. Petra will take responsibility herself.
Excellent recap. 1d2+1. So in the standard game of D&D, you can only have one inspiration, and usually it expires in the session. In our games, you can have up to 3. Appreciate the recap. And with that said, let's give it a go. So we ended, as was just addressed, leaving the temple from under the water and back into the lake. And I have a lake map for you, so that is where we'll pick up. The middle of the lake is still separated in a way that you can surface without it being a problem or an issue for your characters that may not be able to breathe in the water, etc. So let's go move there now. Get there, let me know if you have vision or not. Should all have vision.
Yep, we see.
Yep.
Daytime.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So you all come out of the water, and again, the sides aren't as I just copied and pasted you like this, but the sides aren't as there's still water on the side. I would say that the two middle bars are where the water separated for you guys to get into that temple door. Something that you'll immediately notice as you walk out is that the water is clean. It was filthy, it was stinky, it was dirty before, but now it's clean for whatever reason. Maybe it's the wish. Is it temporary because people have had the wish before and it was stinky and dirty? In any case, the floor is yours as you travel to land and get ready to head back to the city.
The earth seems to heal itself after this.
I mean,
Or maybe its form is not shown until those worthy can see its true nature.
sounds complex. Maybe it just decided it liked clean water more this day.
My people are known for their advanced rituals. Can't help but think that we caused a reaction in kind.
Rituals are important. What grounds you to the past, connects you to things that have happened before.
Yeah, I'm good.
Not all of us go with the breeze.
Did Kaishin not have a ritual of his own? Or social gathering of his people?
I mean, social norms are a thing in cities, yeah, with groups always. I've honestly, I kind of preferred it, like living life without them, though.
Mm.
The minute I didn't have to worry about that, I don't know, things got easier.
When you get to the edge, special location, what are you guys' passive perceptions?
9.
16.
Bottom and the top. Good pair. So Shen, you hear something above the rock. So you can't actually see up here because there's a small there's some elevation. So I'd say about 10 feet at most. Not 30, it's just the map is long in that way. But you can hear something on the ground and it's breathing. Somebody is hitting, or it sounds like they're drowning, but what drowns out of water?
You see Kaishen just hair stands on his end, and he just says, "Trouble," and leaps.
Are there any trees or anything substantial enough Chester's could transfer through from down here to the upper
Easily.
ground?
Plenty of trees. You could easily just stride through.
Petra will be with you as fast as she can.
When two of you get up there and the rest of you start climbing, it is a slow climb. You see, it looks relatively easy for Declan, but for the rest of you, it's kind of tedious and annoying. Except for, of course, Shen jumped and she's at that tree stepped. But at the top, you could see a lady and she's dying. She's inches away from the water. I suppose a few feet in reality. She's stretching her hand out. Some of you have seen her before. Monster, but not this monster.
Another cursed creature. Don't want to meta. Would Chesrex have kept the water in this bucket?
There's still some water left in there.
Yeah, probably some swishing around the bottom, enough for a gallon or two at least.
Just seeing this kind of creature need, Chesrex would just kind of run up and just dump the bucket on top of her.
Just kind of catching it as best you can. It's not a long-term solution, of course, but in the immediate, you buy her a few moments. Her chest splitting open down the middle, revealing long teeth as her face itself doesn't actually talk as normal. You see where that line is, the entire section is her mouth, and it's grotesque. It's large enough to fit probably half a body in it.
Petra, do something quickly. You got the orb right.
That mouth will never not freak me out.
I escaped my captivity. But I want to kill you. If you can save me, save me. She's like trying her hardest not to attack Shizrak. Of course, she's in no position to take you on, but her instincts, her monstrous influence is driving her to madness.
Actually, while Petra's doing her thing, Declan's going to see if he can't keep her sedated with his hypnotic gaze.
Okay. What do I make? Wisdom, is it?
Yeah, wisdom. And he'll try to speak soothingly to her. Claudia, calm down.
How did she get here?
Is this I'm guessing this was the lady in question?
I think
Formerly
she's
imprisoned.
different.
Tram's holding his sword blade out in her direction.
Between you and Declan, she seemed to be resisting his gaze, but she was still mesmerized by it. And as she sees your blade, she's stuck between, well, two hard spots as Petra approaches from the left. Finally, monster, we can eat them together. We can share them.
Petra kind of looks down at her with this almost kind of like stern expression, like a disappointed mother, in a sense. When you told Petra how you came about this power, were you being honest with her?
This power. I don't know. My memories are changing. They're not the same. More water, please.
Petra possesses the ability to take away this power.
This.
She moves forward, almost coiling as she encircles around Claudia and places her hand on the top of her head.
Please.
And she would try and manipulate the wish to cure Claudia.
How does that look for you? The energy will be responsive to however you yield it from yourself and flow it into her, but you have narrative control.
From Petra's palm, there's this soft white light that begins to emanate, and all around Claudia's, at least forehead and the skin around her head, people begin to see these glowing white etchings of serpentine forms slowly going down her body, almost like these white snake-like tattoos that have life as they wrap around her cold, dark flesh. And in those patterns of those scales, you can see more of a different pigment, maybe the original form of her skin, as more and more of these serpents wrap her up and almost into this cocoon of light. And then she pulls her hand away, where the light kind of peels away like a snake skin to reveal the form beneath.
And Claudia steps out, rejuvenated. Oh, it feels so good to be this again. A proper creature. And you could see even standing out under the clouds overhead, briefly piercing the sun, almost appropriate. This creature who appears to be vampire presents himself before you. Finally, who would have thought gaining power would be losing power? That monster I was nothing compared to the monster I am.
You lied to Petra.
About what?
You claimed the monster before didn't hurt those people.
What people?
The ones that are gone.
I mean, I've killed before, if that's what you're asking. I'm sure you have.
Then why do you claim to be a stronger monster now?
But it's just plain truth. Before, I was nowhere near as powerful as... I'm a full-fledged vampire, not some spawn or some Dampier. The real thing. Oh, look. Oh, the clouds are moving. He, like, puddles over this tree here, but she moves so fast it's hard to see. Shen, you could see it, that she moves about 40 feet off of a bonus action, and she just shimmers, disengaging with her main action under this tree here. Don't worry, I'm not running away. You did me a favor. I owe you one. Besides, the quest itself, no reward. I doubt that old hag, the captain, is going to give you anything for this. But where is the upset? What are you afraid of? I am a monster. That doesn't inherently mean I'm evil, though I've done evil things before.
Alright, oh, hi. Name's Kaishin, by the way. We didn't meet. Friends of theirs, I was busy when they first met you, but yeah, so, what do you want to do? You're yourself again.
Yeah.
You got a city back there that's pretty damaged. If you want to cause some trouble, now's the best time. Is that what you want? Did you want to hide away? What are you doing?
I plan on going about my business, live my life, do what a girl's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does that involve?
Traveling, sightseeing, sex, acquiring rare artifacts, looking for other ways to get power and followers. Ooh, followers. You want to be one of my followers?
So, is it power for power's sake, or is there an ambition behind it?
Well, everyone likes to be more powerful. Sure that you all chase it in some pursuit, whether it's the greed of a magic item you'll find today, tomorrow, next week, or the desire to be stronger to defend yourself and your friends. The reason for the pursuit of power is important, yes. But for me, I just want to be stronger so that I can take what I need to take and defend myself when I need to defend myself.
That's fair.
Listen, I get it. I'm a monster. I've done horrible things. I remember when I first became a vampire, I killed people by the troves. Dozens of people died, maybe even hundreds over the course of 50 years or so. But eventually, I became my own master. And I stopped doing that stuff. I don't want a mark on my back, okay? If someone's an asshole to me, like you're gonna rob me on the streets, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go to the extreme. I'm ripping your fucking head off your shoulders. Does that make me a bad guy or a vigilante? Sure, aren't all of us?
I'll be honest, I've met worse people.
You get it.
He looks over to you and like, no offense, dear Claudia, but your strength is making my hair stand on end. If I said I need to take a step back, don't blame me.
I mean, I'm over here by the tree. You can do whatever you wish.
Nice meeting you. I'm gonna go take a little walk. You guys finish your business. If we see each other in the night, say hi, but maybe nothing more.
She laughs. The rest of you, they didn't give you a reward. I'm willing to give you a reward if you wish.
I want nothing from you.
Ashbag, is it because I'm a vampire? That's a little speciesist.
It's because you're evil.
Once upon a time, I'm more chaotic now than evil. I'm in the neutral.
I'll take it.
You want a gift? Ooh.
He says from the back.
Sorry, we don't give out gifts to cowards.
I just like personal space.
Well, that's understandable. So listen, here's the deal, and I'll be out of your hair. I get it. Some of you don't want me around. Some of you don't like me. But I'm not going to turn you into a vampire or a vampire spawn, because then I'll have complete control of you. What I'm offering you is the ability to become a Damphia. There's some freedom in there. Yes, freedom. So if that sounds good to you, then what I'm offering. Exactly what that means? Well, let me explain briefly. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Most vampires would want you to become their slave, their servant. Oh, pretty boy, come on now. If I was looking for a fight, we'd be fighting. I just want my freedom. If you could tolerate Petra in your group, then you should be able to tolerate a conversation with me. We base this on what we are. She is a monster just as much as I.
Petra doesn't kill for the sake of killing.
Dude, how long have you known Petra to speak to her life story?
Long enough.
Lovely.
At this moment, before Tram gets too close, Petra kind of slithers in front of him. She can handle this.
Fine.
Most importantly, what did you have to do to escape your captivity?
Well, I realized something, that when I stay extraordinarily hydrated, I can become almost gelatinous. Almost like water. Slip through the bars? Do you really think your basic town guard is going to be able to stop me? I whopped him in the head, knocked him unconscious, thought about eating him. It's possible I ate him, and then I retreated. Now hold on, don't jump to conclusions. That person wasn't me. That was the monster I became. Just like I wanted to eat you, even though I really just wanted your help. No desire to eat you now. But don't worry, I won't go back to that city. Imagine they're gonna want to kill me for, well, breaking out.
Eklund, could you give Petra a moment with Claudia?
Sure, but I'm only gonna be a little ways away.
Thank you.
No takers for vampirism? Okay, I see how it is. May I help you, Petra?
She is not you. She has worked very hard to overcome her nature. What she is what she accepts. But if Claudia wants to also be defined more, maybe she should use her power to help the city that needs it. She grows in power in the favor of the city by doing so.
Everyone has to pick a path. Being a hero isn't the only way to be good. Minding my business is good enough.
Very well. If anything, it was a thought. Petra made Claudia a promise, and that promise is fulfilled. But we shall be parting ways now.
Absolutely. Well, ask your friends if they want me to bite their necks.
There was a time Petra thought that Declan fellow was into that, but he's actually far more confusing than she thinks.
Yes, I can tell he swings the other way, which is perfectly fine.
Petra does hope for the best for you, Claudia.
He waves to all of you. Toodaloo! He blows Petra a kiss and begins to walk away. Are you approaching in Cheetah or?
No.
Hi, scary vampire lady. Have a good life.
Bye. Or if you want this, or she leaves, you might want to say it. Otherwise, she's gone.
And he doesn't think he has enough self-control not to eat people, so he knows his limits.
And just like that, the quest is complete. Well done, everybody. Each of you are going to earn. Right now, I want all of you to roll me 3d10 plus 5.
Okay.
Fame, baby. That's right, fame. Your fame is going to play a far greater role in this campaign than it will be in the one-shot format that's loose with the rules. Here, we'll be able to really fulfill the idea of you being recognized in both good and bad, people willing to help you and hinder you appropriately. With that said, each of you would start with at least 100. We're going to assume that you've got some things done in the past. But yes, the Guild of 1,000 are people who are already far accomplished and have been accepted into the role. But you'll find that fame comes a little bit easier, almost like inspiration in the standard game. In any case, go ahead and ask your question.
Kai-Shen looks at Tram and goes, You good, buddy?
We risked our lives. We faced a titan. And we released that into this world? You think that sounds like a good deal?
We honored.
I'm confused myself on it. On one hand, she showed self-control even at her worst, but her history.
Honestly, yes. Would you like to know why?
All ears.
I mean, Chester kind of said it himself. Logic. Reason. She wants freedom. She wants to live life and, fuck about. That before her was instinct. It was all those evil things that you see in her. But nothing but it.
Please, freedom is just a perception. She can run off and be free and kill all she wants. As long as she isn't caught, she's free. Doesn't
And I
stop her
mean,
from
she
doing
didn't
horrible
seem very
things.
she didn't seem very sorrowful about all the things she did in the past.
She couldn't have cared less.
True. I didn't say
Plus,
that
who's
she's
to
good.
say she wasn't lying to us? She deceived us before. Who's to say she wasn't then?
Petra thinks we should all look at this as a moment where we kept our word no matter what. The strength in our conviction shall be known, and we shall use this opportunity to help more people. If Claudia shows up again, then we know that we have to take care of it.
I understand y'all's conviction on this. You realize we'd lose that fight, right? 9 times out of 10 there.
It does not matter if there's other people in danger.
Oh Lord, there's a difference between fighting and protecting.
I mean, that's why she walked away. Otherwise, we would have fought her.
Well, I see y'all disagree with me. That's fair. I don't know.
have the sense if we see her again, she'll be all the more prepared as well.
Well, hopefully she'll be as arrogant and, not actually prepare for us.
Well, hopefully that day doesn't come, but if it does, we'll have to be ready too. Do we go tell the captain?
It's only fair.
Agreed. So we need to be on alert.
It makes too much sense for her to leave. There's no way she's coming back. At least not for next century.
Okay. And as you guys debate, and I'd imagine you'll do so over the next few days, we have to set a pace that will be returning back to the city. And we're going to take our time now that the character has escaped, but also counts against the number of days we can fulfill a quest. Or are we going to move fast? There are 3 paces to be handled. And I'll remind you from the quest handout for you to decide. There's pretty much still, the pace still matters for the travel to Lorecast to home. Fast, normal, or slow at the bottom of this handout.
Might as well go back fast.
Yeah, if it still matters.
I think Tram would be interested in getting back sooner than later, so.
So everyone wants to do fast?
I mean, I don't, but I think I'm outvoted.
Okay. If you
Just
have
don't expect a high roll from me.
Alright. I'm willing, so I will.
Okay. If you guys are willing to do fast, go ahead and make your survival checks. At disadvantage, be mindful.
Oh, the nat 20 in there.
That's not even nat 20. Oh, yours is.
Oh, there's an equal in there. It's not that pitiful, guys. Don't worry.
No!
7 dragons coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I told you so.
How many is in the party? 6. Oh, wow. Yeah, the DC was 10, so... I mean, 10 per head, of course. So it's 60 in total. You guys actually still made it back without a random encounter.
Nice.
Good job. So you make it back in record time, moving extraordinarily fast in order to get there. A few days have elapsed since you started this journey, from the slow pace here to the fast pace back, or I mean normal pace here, among other stuff. When you do arrive back in the city proper, let's move you to that map now, and we'll get you to where you gotta go. You guys agreed upon reporting to the guardhouse to talk with the captain, or?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Right. What am I missing? I'm just missing everyone's favorite monkey business. Grab you up real quick and I'll move us all.
Don't forget the monkey.
This one session, not on half the maps. So you get back to the city. There doesn't seem to be any major changes. People are still fixing houses, settlements, still finding dead, unfortunately, even though it's been a few days. And inside you can see that there is an argument happening with the captain and this guard member. You overhear her and she's just like, how did we let her escape? She killed 2 guards on her way out. Those are 2 people with families. We have to assign a post to go out there. We need to assign a mission to hunt down this watery creature, whatever the hell it is. And then she sees you guys walk in and go, oh, you're back. Well, unfortunately, our prisoner has escaped, so they won't be getting killed today, nor will they be saved, apparently.
Petra knows.
We're all too aware.
Are we now? Did you aid in her escape? You see her like go for a hilt because she's wondering how she got out of the cage. She doesn't know about the
Relax,
features.
Captain. We encountered her up by the lake.
Lorecast? About 2 days from here.
We encountered her before we returned. She'd already made her way there.
Yeah, she's a crazy vampire.
Yeah, the trip almost killed her, but yeah, there was some surprises.
A vampire?
The form she had before this one.
She's cured of whatever happened to her, so the story was true, some of it.
I mean, she said that she swore off killing people a long time ago, but, I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Killing without a purpose, more accurately.
She had possessed this form through a ritual under one of the creatures known as Kraken spawn. This form made her uncontrollable on her instincts.
See? It's troubling.
Petra made the call to cure her of this form. So, if Captain Vana ever hears anything related to Claudia, she has Petra's sword.
It all makes sense now. I didn't put it together because she looked so different. Named Claudia. Sticks with me now. When I was a tiny girl, 50 years ago, I met this Claudia person. Back then, she took my parents' lives. Suppose she wasn't kind-hearted yet. I think we would cross paths. My sworn enemy, I wouldn't know it. I truly grown old, though her form did fool us all. Now what to do? Vampire free. She may have decided to put her past behind her, but there are many people who are still living in the pain and suffering she caused, myself included.
There's a time and a place for revenge. It's not when people are mourning.
Wise words.
Focus on the town here, and I mean, if you want to go after her, I won't stop you, but chances are you're not going to see her in this city for a little while, at the very least.
I'm no match for her alone. I would need a party about your size to manage her. Seems you let her go, you've already made your stance on the matter. We'll have to take this to the knights once you say, as you say, Delwick and Daludan are secure. Our revenge can wait. I've already waited 50 years. What's another 1 or 2?
Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of looked at her and knew that I would lose, so I made a call.
Powerful. Unique, too. Complete possession of even Dampiers, which is most vampires cannot control.
Petra just slowly looks to everyone and goes, "She must die."
Yeah,
Tell you what, we can add that onto the long
differently.
list. We can add that to the long list of things.
Captain
Wait,
Vana,
I wasn't listening. Say it again.
Captain Vana, if she ever shows herself again, you have Petra's sword.
If I see her again, I'll probably be dead, but thank you. We'll ready up a listing when it's appropriate. For now, the city needs our service. I have no reward for you. This task was taken up on your own measures, but I have heard. I'm happy that you decided to tell us what happened here and clear the air. These families would like to know that the creature that they've dealt with is gone, even if that's not entirely true.
A lie wrapped in sugar. Not a bad idea.
Wait, why are we all on board for killing again?
She was lying through her teeth. All 2 pointy of them.
Oh. I'm very surprised.
Basically, if you took the bite, well, you'd end up like Declan's dreams.
Wet?
Excuse me?
You have a bunch of wet dreams, right?
It doesn't sound very
Uh,
healthy.
Does Declan wear a choker, or is that just the art?
Oh,
I
God.
mean, it is
Oh,
around his
keep
neck.
going. He kind
It's
of
not
jingles
exactly
that.
not exactly a choker, but yeah.
He kind of jingles the little pieces. And he goes, "Collars look good on you, bud."
Hey, those are precious to me. Don't go yanking on it.
I didn't yank. I poked. Kind of like this. Pokes your cheek.
Anyway, I know there are some frustrations with Claudia, but she's not the only one I'm worried about. I think we should also check in with Father Widnow.
I was about to say that. See if that guy's dead or not.
The who's it? What's it?
The
Well,
church guy.
let's take this to the Father. That's where it's most important. And he gives Cora a bit of a look.
What? Raiders happen?
Ashen waves to the captain and just goes, "Well, nice meeting you. Sorry isn't good news, but hope you're okay with not the worst news. And see you around."
Any clarification is better than being left in the dark. Thank you, friend. And good luck on your endeavors.
And good luck on yours too. I hope you get the closure you need.
He bows to you and starts writing up a story for the families that died here to add to the numbers. And as you leave, you guys officially close out the quest entirely. And from dealing with Captain Vani, you all are awarded another 10 fame.
Ooh. Petra is going to try and catch up to Tram, and quietly kind of stand, like weird. It's a weird way to say stand, but just be idle next to him for a second before she speaks. She is really trying her best to make the calls she believes are right. She's not trying to aid further harm to the people here, if you believe her.
Tram sighs. I understand, but our decisions are leading to the death of more people.
I mean, arguably, at least we got away with our lives. I find that as a win.
Yes, it seems that we run away from any creature that seems to be too difficult for us to handle. And he looks towards an above game. I don't know if that was Kaishin or Cheshire that said that, but he looks towards that
Kaishin.
person. He looks towards
Yeah, it's
Shem.
called living.
Yeah, Cheshire God.
Yeah, it's
Good.
called living.
I sure hope that all of the enemies that we face in the future are easy for us to handle then.
Yeah, so do I.
Bunch of cowards.
Okay, now that is where I draw the line. You have no idea what I've done, what I've fought, what I've survived. It's called being pragmatic. You can take your righteousness and take it to your grave, because righteousness without temper will be nothing but a grave. Sometimes you must fight, sometimes it must flee. Sometimes you must reposition so you can win the fight tomorrow. And seems you need to learn the difference. Call me that word again and you'll regret it.
Easy, Cashin.
You see Kaishin. You don't see Kaishin angry often, but it's clear, like, he's mad.
Seems like you know how to push some buttons, Tram.
Tram's just staring.
If it makes you feel better, Tram, I don't care if you call me a coward.
And Petra's just like looking between all these boys and just softly shaking her head.
Declan, on their travels between locales, Declan would try to get Petra off to the side. I know this is a bit of a awkward topic, but are there? I don't have many interactions with of your kind.
We try and stay to ourselves since a lot of creatures try and kill us first.
But please tell me there are more good ones of you out there.
She kind of like looks down for a second and she smiles. She has a mother and a sister. They both are kind. They both really care. And there's a lot of other girls in her clan. But Petra can't lie to you, Declan. A lot of her kind are not good. It is so easy to fall to base instinct. To control, to dominate, to devour. It took a lot of time for Petra to train herself to be good.
And I want to see the good in where it's not typically found. But also Tram's words kind of ring true in me too.
How so?
We're going out on a limb, putting trust in a succubus, trust in another monster, and releasing evil back out into the world potentially for others to get hurt. I want to believe, I truly do.
Petra does too. Where Petra comes from, her people work on trying to become more than what people think of us. Her kind don't know how to lie. Petra does not know how to lie. She's never lied a day in her life. And so, believe her when she says she tries and does everything to the best of her ability, making the calls that make sense to her, understanding that she will take responsibility for the consequences of these actions. If these creatures are not what they say they are, and her promises ended up hurting others, she will take responsibility. That is her word.
What if those decisions you can't correct? Or many get hurt before you get a chance to do the right thing.
And she'll find something to measure against it. Put more good into the world than what was in it when she left it. She will find a way.
Well, either way, I'm glad that you are what you seem to be.
What
Someone
does
that's
she
good.
seem to be?
A good-hearted person whose heart is bigger than mine. And he kind of gives like a gentle pat on the shoulder.
Declan still does not appreciate himself enough.
Different walks of life.
Let's go rejoin with the others.
So you all are making it towards the father's church, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of course, there's no random encounters in town, though you never know. But so as you get there, that's empty as usual. You'd imagine, you'd expect more people would be at church during these trying times. But it's also equally possible people lost faith as opposed to gained it. And there's a lot of work to be done throughout the day. In any case, you do arrive here properly, and we'll move you there now. Shen, let me know if you have vision when you get this, since it's the first time your token's on this map.
I got vision.
Excellent. You guys may approach at your own leisure.
And he turns to the group. If I get a bad feeling, just follow my lead.
Not gonna do anything wild, are you?
Just precautionary.
Is there a reason we're on guard here? Because you seem on guard.
So last time we were there, there was a succubus that the father was protecting. She claimed to have turned over a new leaf, that she didn't want to fight anymore, and that she was trying to escape.
Her name's Shay. But as myself and Petra want to believe, there's good in even the most unlikely of places. I guess my faith in such matters are a little shaken. But I still want to hold on to it. But I want to be cautious.
Yes, well, brave paladins first, as Tram is strong and young.
Tram reaches for the door, puts his hand on it, ready to open it, takes a deep breath, pushes it open. Priest? We here.
Blood on the floor.
Damn it.
Priest?
Oh, welcome back. Oh, sorry, I had mean to clean up the red wine I spilled earlier.
You gave Petra a scare.
Why is that?
She thought it was blood on the floor.
It is red wine, I suppose, but you would see that it does not have the same consistency, far too thin to be blood.
Is it wine?
Declan dips his finger into it and takes a closer look, nonetheless.
I mean, you can smell it's super sweet, so it's definitely not blood.
What of your guest?
May not be exactly what you want to hear, Tram, but it didn't turn her over to the council to be executed. She chose a new life, and I gave it to her. But oddly enough, she didn't leave by herself. Someone else came and collected her. Stranger.
What did this stranger look like?
She was young with fair skin, beautiful, lush lips, red as could be. Makeup of some kind, expensive, maybe nobility.
And you just handed her over?
She came here to collect. She knew her by name, and the creature felt safe in her presence.
How long ago was this?
About a day ago, a day and a half.
Man, it would have been funny to see a succubus nun. I'm pretty sure I've read that in a book somewhere.
Perhaps. But she wanted freedom, and I was trying to get help together. A route, a means, somewhere to go to live in this world instead of to wander the wilderness. Then out of nowhere, a young lady, as beautiful as could be, came here and took her hand and left. I spoke to her briefly, but I don't pry in people's personal business. She seemed kind enough. She said that she's in the business for this kind of thing. finding wandering creatures with nowhere to go and giving them a home. And again, Succubus felt safe around her. Who am I? She's not my prisoner. She's my guest.
She wouldn't have mentioned where this home is, did she?
I didn't ask. I thought it was best, both parties, mine and yours, not to know. Just in case you wanted to track her down and hurt her, I didn't want to be responsible if I was forced to give you an answer through magic or pain. Though the latter would be far harder than most would suspect, I still wouldn't want to experience it.
Petra would do no such thing to you.
Maybe, but I don't know you people. I can't put all my trust in people I don't know. I didn't necessarily trust the succubus either, but I did want to give her word a try. She had many opportunities to kill me, and I still draw breath. She has wings that eventually repaired about a day after you've left. You know, it's been about 4 or 5 days. She could fly. She hardly needed me anymore at that point.
How long ago did she leave?
Again, it was about a day and a half, almost 2 days now, because the middle of the day.
So with our previous interaction with Widno, does his mannerisms see any difference?
You can insight, to be certain. Anyone else proficient is able to do that now too as well. I usually let the person that inquires make the check, if whether they're not, and then other people who want to tag on so don't always have 7 rows, 6 rows. I rely on the proficiency rule.
Right.
Well, I'll help guide you on it, but
It's more of a spur of the moment. But
Yeah. That's the thing about
I'd be
guiding.
willing, but I've met the guy, so I can't say. So I'm gonna abstain.
Good.
I'm assuming he doesn't really pick up anything.
No, of course not.
But he talks to the father. I have this pit in my stomach, and I know a little bit about their kind from what I've read in tomes. They're able to change their appearance, and I just want to make sure that she hasn't done the same.
Okay, how do we get to the bottom of this? Are you suspecting that I may be her?
We've just had some times where our trust was misplaced.
Sure, but how would you like to advance? Do you have magical capabilities? I'm more than willing to subject myself to them if you explain the spell and its completion to me. Other than that, I don't like strange magics manifesting in my body.
Of course. I can place an enchantment over you. It simply is going to put you into a trance. And if there is any transformation over your form, it will subside. Simple as that.
Sounds pretty simple.
Does he have any reaction to these words, or does he seem compliant?
I mean, he's just sitting down drinking tea right now.
Okay. Yeah, because above board, Declan's partially BSing here. Because with his knowledge, it would stop a spell, but if it's innate, hypnotic gaze, even though it incapacitates, if it's an innate transformation, it wouldn't do it.
Yeah, of course.
So if his hunch is if this is the succubus transformed, then he's just trying to BS her and see if he can get any reactions.
Well, Father Winnow just is very welcoming. So if he can do something to him, he can. He didn't concern the least bit. He's not sweating, he's not stuttering, he's not nervous looking. He's very casual, very calm, and he was like that the first day you met him. And you did see a change in his character when you guys went towards that door. He was like, "No, don't worry about that." So he can show emotions when it's appropriate. So right now he didn't seem to have any fear. So maybe he believes what he's saying. Of course, we're also relying on his 7 insight here.
Yeah. If it's relevant, I'll just roll the deception. See if anything happens. But and then he'll go through with his course of action if he allows.
Sure. He didn't stop you. He just sits there.
Okay. Yeah, he puts him in the trance for a few moments. And while he's got him in this trance, if one of you would please just check the room where Shay was in. Make sure there's no body.
Sure.
It is locked.
Father asks you, so when does the trance begin? And I have the key here in my pocket for that door.
I mean, can we see the key then? I mean,
just he'll give you the key. Father Wino has the key.
I suppose you can just come over here and unlock it yourself.
I mean, well, I'm conducting
first
something
thing.
here with your friend. He's about to put me into a trance.
But I mean, did he resist the trance or?
I mean, you can't choose to auto-fail saves.
Okay.
Unless the spell says it, like Polymorph says, you can choose to fail the saving throw.
Well, you're a little more resilient than I gave you credit for.
I am a man of the church. I'm quite wise, I suppose you could say.
Well, then I guess we'll just check Shay's previous room and we'll call it a day. I apologize for my suspicions.
It's quite alright.
Father,
Go ahead.
Father, who else knew of the succubus you were holding here?
Let me see. I mean, I told my wife, but I tell my wife everything.
I don't understand how this woman would come to collect her. She must have known somehow.
That is strange. I will tell you that. And I did ask her some questions without invading on her own privacy. When she did come here, she had asked if the being was here. Such a direct question, with no hostility. I was hesitant at first, just like I was hesitant for all of you. But I decided that to take a leap of faith, you could say it is my career. And so I asked Shay what she wanted to do, and she stepped out. And the two of them got along gleefully. The young lady was quite stunning, I'll add. Not in just her beauty, but in the way she carried herself, how she spoke, her mannerisms. It was like she herself was a walking beacon of hope.
Sounds familiar.
You know this lady?
Unlikely I know this woman that you're speaking of.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I do apologize that there's some confusion and distrust here. You have any clerics in your party? Perhaps they can detect evil or something like that. I know that's something. I can do it, but that hardly helps my case because I'll only know and not you.
Forgive us, Father. It's been a trying day, to say the least.
Yes.
Quickly above game, Divine Sense would probably pick with me, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah, I tried hinting. I didn't want to be so direct.
That's fine.
So while you're talking to him, I imagine it just kind of kicks in. Maybe sometimes you can RP, it's not voluntary. Maybe your senses are just tingle. And with the recent kind of betrayal, your body's more attuned. Unless you want to say that Tram took an active stance. How do you feel about this?
I think Tram would. Last time I was here, I think I did it.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, I
so
think
you
I
legit
would've-
forgot.
Tram
Okay.
would have thought of doing it.
Okay, so
I might
you
not have
forgot.
remembered, but-
No, that's okay. I just wasn't sure if you were trying to be relaxed. Okay. Yeah, he's not a fiend. And what your succubus would certainly radiate as a fiend. So this is Father Wino. At least you have a more definitive answer. I won't talk about doppelgangers, which won't qualify for any of that stuff. But no, shit. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. Father Wino goes to cleaning the thing, and he just goes, "Have a hand here. My cloths are dirty." Thank you, Petra. There's more missions, more than even last time, you should know. But if you want to take a break, I understand. And by the way, that door's unlocked. Once I gave whoever I assume took the key, you guys could open that door at your own leisure at this point. Any character can open it. So he cleans up the what you guys thought with blood. Sorry about that, everybody. And he looks at you, Petra, and he just goes, "You're good people, all of you." And Tram, I'm sorry I didn't give her to the council. Your passion, your justice is exactly what the city needs. Perhaps you're a better man than me, since I only know peace and not the other side necessary for a hero that sets us apart.
I don't blame you for the choices that you made. We've made some questionable ones of our own lately.
No one's perfect. You understand that the path to being good or evil is not so black and white. It's gray, usually. Sometimes to do good, you must do a little bit of bad. I know it sounds counterpointing, not intuitive, but it's true. And me, taking and harboring the succubus who just assaulted the city, could be seen as bad. But for me, my principles decided that it was better to stick to who I believe I am. And that's a believer in people and creature alike. Besides, if we decide that our birth always defines us, then it's not a world I would like to live in. In any case, I'm going to go back to having lunch. Is there anything else me and the church can service you from?
Sorry, Father.
Yes.
I'm seeing. Sorry. I just a random question, and he starts kind of walking towards the window. I use minor illusion to make essentially a portrait of the lady whose name escapes me at the very moment that I interacted with. And he just goes... He starts speaking noticeably quietly. Does this look familiar to you?
He looks at it. Where'd you get this?
Well, he kind of snaps his fingers and disappears. I mean, I made it, but snaps it again. Call it paranoia, but just needed the words to be said. Is
Interesting.
do you know this figure?
I think that we both do, perhaps. To some extent.
Snaps it away.
If it is to confirm your previous suspicions, and in privacy, as a father should do, then yes.
Kind of like nods his head and kind of just like pats him on the shoulder. Well, good news, I'm only a little worried.
Okay.
Nice meeting you, by the way.
He nods to you.
Father, one thing before we leave. This
Sure.
talk of young women, I was going to ask you before, but things got a little chaotic. Have you seen this woman before by chance? And I'll hand him the dirty photograph that Tram keeps with him.
I suppose my description is better than your photo does. Photography, I assume? There's no artist that can produce such a likeness with paint.
It's a little old these days. It was taken a few years ago now.
Yes. This is the woman I spoke with.
Wait, you spoke with her? When?
That's the one who collected Succubus' friend Shay.
Excuse me?
I apologize. I'm not trying to betray you. I'm telling you the facts. This lady that is in this photo was someone that looks remarkably like her, which is possible. There's plenty of spells. Came here and collected Shay, telling her that it was going to take her to a comfort where monsters live free.
That's not what. Why would. I don't.
You know her.
The woman in this photograph is my sister.
Is she? Wow. Fate would bring you both to the same church and set the breadcrumbs to hopefully lead back together. She said she was going to forbidden lands. There's only one forbidden land I can think of. And I suppose I owe you an answer in that regard. Where the tears of the Titans sunk beneath the seventh scar, the lands of monsters and monstrosities, demons, fiends. There, somewhere within that land, safe haven. Creatures that are not normal to our society. For creatures like Petra, and for creatures like Shay. Creatures shunned. Roam freely here, usually hostile. Apparently that is where she is. There's a ship coming in about 2 weeks, 2.5 perhaps, going there. We need special rights to board that vessel we wish to pursue. Otherwise, there are other means to get there far more riskier, far more dangerous.
I don't understand what's going on. What is this place called? Where?
It's just the seventh scar. These are the Titans, where the battle of old took place not too many years ago. It changed our world and the perception of the Obsidian Guard. Heroes, in my mind, but villains in many others. They also reside on that land, though their location specifically is unknown.
Thank you, Father. I have to find a way on the ship. I have to get there.
Yes, earlier I had told you that she didn't tell me where she was going, but it wasn't necessarily true. I was trying to protect her again. She did mention the seventh scar. Now, whether that's exactly where she'll be or where she came from, she may not be there. But I do wish her your best if she's your sister, which gave me the comfort to reveal further information. I don't want these people hunted. They don't want to be the monsters we classify them as. And let them live.
If she's safe amongst them, I have no interest in hunting them. I'm merely looking for her.
You're special, Tram. You and all your friends here. I could see the difference between you and greedy bounty hunters. Follow your heart as I did with Shay, and you will always find the right course of action. I have much respect for you, young man. Now I must read my rights as I do every day. That's going over the Miranda rights. Now it's checking. But he goes in the room and you hear him praying over his supper. And before he closes the door, he says, "I'm going to enjoy some lunch. If you're here in about 10 minutes, we can resume. But for now, I'd like to spend the tiny bit of the day that is mine to my own. Thank you, friends." And Father goes in the room and closes the door, and the rest of you are able to engage each other how you see fit. But also, and sometimes I'll hand out raw numbers if you feel like it's too tedious to handle the minor numbers. But for the pseudo quest of Shay and Father Wino and the decisions that led to Shay surviving, would also net you another 2d8 fame. If you if you decide that you do not like handling or rolling fame often, which who doesn't like rolling dice, who knows, then I will try to commit to more raw numbers. But I do like that fame, the roll represents more than just a total. It shows that people remember different things. People forget things, people exaggerate things. So sometimes our fame number reflects that in the randomness of how our legacy grows.
Shut up and let me roll dice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I mean, at most it'll be like twice a session. You guys are just kind of in the part of the session where you're turning in missions and resolving certain things, so it's more frequent. But up to now, you'll see that we didn't have it too often. In any case, the floor is yours. I can hand out missions when it's appropriate, but there's also always time for RP, so whatever you guys want to do.
Cheshrex would have gone into the room the succubus was in before to see if there's anything she left behind or anything that would reveal more about her.
Yeah. You look around the room, give me an investigation or perception roll. See what you can perceive or find.
He'll do perception then.
And Cora's looking at the missions. Cool. Okay.
Anything, Chester?
Cheshrex and, well, nothing yet.
She didn't leave anything behind. She didn't really come with much. If you see how the succubus dressed, she pretty much had underwear, bra on her wings. So there wasn't much to leave behind, unfortunately. But at least you're certain that you didn't miss anything. You did a thorough search.
Nope. Nothing that she didn't take with her.
All right. I really do hope we were right about her.
Akora, you are looking at the missions. I will show them to you. I'll just show them all to you since the rest of them don't seem to have hard time limits, I'll say. Everything does have a time limit in the world, but we know that not this monster was like, she's gonna die in 7 days. You know that clock started when you read it. So we've got 3 missions up. I would like for the players to take turns reading these, just so one person doesn't have to read them, and so that all of us can receive the information. There is the last catch. In fact, so you're not distracted, we'll do one at a time. Who wants to read the last catch out loud?
I got it.
Okay.
Something is in the water. Our last 2 shipments haven't arrived, and this was an issue for the Ashen Storm. But now it's far more serious with how thin supplies have been stretched. Unfortunately, the major ships are damaged, but we've got rowboats and a dream. Reward is 350 gold pieces.
Okay. That's a very simple one. And then for somebody else, we can do Under the Watermelon.
I'll take it. Under the Watermill. Eleanor Mock lost her father to the Ashen Storm. What's worse, strange tunnels erupted around her shop, resulting in massive insects eating the rest of her employees. Now, filled with grief, she turns to anyone willing to help. She promised a great reward, her father's goggles of night, and a special potion.
Excellent. And then lastly, the third side quest that you guys can get. If we complete all the side quests, I will make more. Or we can decide to commit that rest of the time to the downtime. We've got about 2 weeks before the ship arrives. A few days. Finally, the required materials. Akora, since you were there first, why don't you take this one?
All right. Important materials from armor and weapons have been stolen from my shop. Among the missing items are several rare ores. I need these ores to craft a barrier that would help us prepare for another storm. Should one ever occur again, these are sudden hard times, and I'm fine if the thieves keep the other stolen goods, but I need the ores. Please consider violence as a last resort. Enough have died yesterday, which I think is more than yesterday.
Akora.
Yes? I
should probably-
don't know.
We should probably do this one to get him rearmed.
Works for me.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, the blacksmiths would have had the tools to make more bullets, so...
So Shen is about to take a bio break. We're almost halfway through. We're really sure we're just at 9:30, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 to go. So why don't we go ahead and all take our 10 now, and we can think on the mission and what we want to do. In any case, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes, and I'll move us to the break stream. See you guys soon.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I put us on the overview map, everybody. Welcome back to the game. Hope you're enjoying the tooltip and everything else. In any case, we have a decision to make. Of course, we don't have to take any of these quests today. We can rest and then take these quests. But what is our next objective? And is there any nighttime scenes you guys want to do if you choose to just immediately stop, break, start tomorrow fresh, etc.?
My 2 cents.
Good.
My 2 cents is I don't think we need the rest to go through the required materials.
I'd like the rest just
And
because I
I
got some
think-
spells I wouldn't mind bringing along.
And I think things never work out the way that we want them to, so we should rest.
I would think it just we went through the temple, which took some time. We dealt with Claudia. We did a long day of fast traveling, which we didn't have horses. We were basically running back to here. Had some conversations, etc. I think we're pretty beat at this point.
Fine, we can sleep. We go for it.
Hyper monkey.
As long as there's a large meal in play, Petra will do anything. She is hungry.
Damn, now I need to have a spell that's closely related to cocaine somehow.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That
that,
taste.
Yeah, as I say,
I mean-
haste. Yeah.
Listen, I was considering it as one of the level 6 spells I get.
Anyway, maybe we can see if there's some place they're handing out food to refugees, or maybe there's a restaurant that hasn't been absolutely destroyed.
Petra does not want to frighten people. They're still getting used to
Then
everything.
if we find something, you can tell me what you want, and I'll bring it out to you, darling.
The problem is she needs a lot, and your arms are so scrawny.
Hey, I can carry food.
There it is.
Forgive her. Nagas need to eat a lot.
And plus, I can
Eh.
always have Valentine tag along.
She would kill for some honeyed ham.
While Kaishen was doing his, because he had before stuff happened, he had a bit of time where he was playing music and stuff. Did he happen to hear anything or see anything that looked like a working in restaurant or?
Yes. Old Orion has a shoot shop kind of set up where lots of refugees are there. It's certainly not going to be a comfortable rest, but you guys could stay there free of charge. Other than that, you can camp out or go back to the previous camp that you rested at last time, which is also a refugee camp. There is no regular working inn. That was destroyed during the Ashen Storm. That was the inn you guys were all in when we started the campaign.
Oh, Orion's running the soup kitchen. There's at least some empty beds. I'm sure there's enough space for there, or probably going to grab a meal, then make our own little spot to sleep in. Especially considering we got Snake Lady, a tree, and a monkey.
As long as there's a tree for me to hang out in, I'm comfortable.
As long as there's no children look at Petra and start screaming.
Oh, let's go grab some soup.
You guys are to move towards Orion's soup kitchen, and when you get there, he's serving stew to everybody. There doesn't seem to be any meat left, though, so it's just potatoes and broth, but people are enjoying it nonetheless. You walk in and he goes, all you people for my life. Come on in.
How's things been, Orion?
Things are doing good on this side, as good as things can be, considering. But we got survivors. We're tough folk. How about your end there? What's it, Deegan or?
Declan.
I do apologize. Handling the soup kitchen, I've been talking to hundreds of people a day. A lot of names.
Just been busy. Trying to tie up loose ends around town, making sure everyone's, making it through.
Yeah, I get that. A lot of things are getting crazy around here. They're gonna get better, hopefully.
Anything that might need extra hand looking at, or is everything taken care of around here?
Well, and I'm the only employee, I suppose, if that's an appropriate word. Still got about, let me look. You guys are kind of talking to him about the line are moving, and he looks down. About 60, 70 people that need food. You get back here, you want to, all you gotta do is spoon a bowl. Give him a piece of bread, glass of water.
I'll help.
Thanks. Come on, man. The faster I get this done, the more time we can talk. I got some drink back here too, but I'm not giving it out to the common people. I don't want them to sink their problems away in it.
Well, I can have Valentine help out in that endeavor as well.
Oh, cool. Where's Valentine?
Well, she's my little invisible helper. And he'll just see like another ladle kind of float in midair.
I'll be damned. I was always more of a puncher myself. People call me a pugilist. He jabs like a boxer. But I always fancied magic. Sometimes I wish I had taken up that endeavor. I didn't mind my trade, nice and personal.
Oh. And well, you just got 2 extra helpers.
There we go. You were gonna say something there, Shen? I believe that's your name.
I was well, I wanted to help out a little bit, so I'll pour a couple bowls, and then once everyone got their food, I'll well, he looks around. It doesn't feel like an inn without a nice song to soothe the soul.
I like to hear. Play some music. You guys have lodging worked out, or you plan to stay here? We got a few rooms. They're cramped. I'll have you know they're a little cramped.
Rooms would be nicer than tents.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I could hold all of you up in one room. It'll be small, but you'll be only among your people. So it's a 1-bedroom, but rather have you stuffed among your own company than strangers. You say the word, otherwise I'll get you spread out appropriately.
As long as I get to bed.
Oh, you'll be sharing it, bud.
Petra has been moving all day. She is going to take some of it.
Yeah, you're welcome to it, but Cora can sleep on the floor.
Only if you can push me out.
He does look very heavy, Declan. That is a heavy feat.
Why do you doubt me so much?
Sorry. You are great with magic, but your arm's like spaghetti.
Think
Well
I'll sleep
toned.
under the stars.
Declan uses minor illusion to make it look like his arm is waving around like a spaghetti noodle in the air.
All right, you. Don't think I'm not skilled in that magic myself.
All right, folks. Keep moving. Come on, we get a line here.
Ashton hops behind the counter and starts pouring bowls. And once the majority of people gone their food, he'll set up his drum and lyre and start making a bit of just a calm little tune.
As much as Petra wants to help, she is that 71th person who desperately in need of food. So she goes all the way to the back of the line, where you'll occasionally just see her all the way back there, like get really high up with her tail, wave from where she is, and then slowly slink back down.
Well, fear sound like a broken record, but a challenge you have to deal with in most of the common areas. A lot of people are very intimidated by you, Petra. More so now than ever since the Ashen Storm hit. You can see that the line gravitates and they almost make a path for you to eat first. Nobody wants problems, as they all just kind of get out of your way so you can go ahead of them.
Ooh. She looks very skittish at first and very bad, but she will just make it so they're not spending too much time on her, and she'll quickly slither up front Just one, and she'll be fine.
Tram will pour a bowl.
To be honest with you, Tram, this is barely classed as an appetizer among my people, but she'll make do.
Seeing that happen, Kaishen begins adding lyrics to his song, turns it from a point of calm to a bit of a heroic ballad about Petra's feats of strength. The tale of how a serpent's tail that betrayed not its people, but lifted up an entire city on its back.
I mean, instrument or performance check, whichever your character is better at.
Go ahead and have a point of inspiration zone.
Wait. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you do an amazing performance, and the people get more comfortable, and it feels less like they're staying at some crappy refugee site, and more like they're staying in the comfort of a popular inn in the city that they could never dream to afford, as the music matches well above what they can expect. And as you do show off, people remember your name and remember who you came with. Whenever you perform in front of a large audience and for a meaningful manner, we will divide what you roll to everyone as fame. So everyone does get 3 more fame.
Ooh.
And you can take that point of inspiration that was donated to your roll and receive it for yourself.
Go ahead.
Why don't we just get 2 rooms? Call it there.
Well, there's not 2 rooms available.
Oh. Hey, don't worry about me. I'll look for Cheshire. Hey, bud, did you want to go find a good tree to camp out in?
That was the plan always. And as you look over, you see Chesterex with like a huge bowl full of like potato peelings and peeled potato, like all the scraps and everything from where they prepared the vegetables, and that was what he was gonna go grab and eat.
So as Declan finally gets through the line, he sees Petra and where she's situated herself, and he goes to join her. Well, I doubt that's enough for you, is it?
You should have seen feasts that her clan would hold. There's so much food that a village the size of this could eat for a month. Gone within a day.
He'll push his bowl towards her. I'm sure that'll probably still not much, but I hope it helps.
Petra appreciates what you're doing, but she is also trained, and while she gripes about it, she will live, and Declan needs his strength.
You sure?
She is sure. Your soup will be gone any second now if you do not take it back.
Okay. And go ahead.
And she would raise her hand out and place her palm on top of your head. Declan has a big heart, and she appreciates that. She just hopes you're not getting your hopes up too much.
What do you mean?
She is not stupid. Darling, you look at her with desire. She has an idea of what you want from her.
You think that little of me?
Not at all. She views that as a biological normalcy with the humanoids of this world.
Cora will come and sit down and say, I mean, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
She looks to Declan.
Sorry, that was a one-way offer.
Oh, so what if I was a lady? Could I get it then?
Not having this conversation.
So is it better if I'm a man? I'm confused. Or does the swing go both ways?
No, Akora.
Or what? I don't get the what? Do I need a tail or something to get it?
Anyway.
Sorry, Cora. Declan's not in the mood for sharing soup today, it looks like.
I don't know. He seemed pretty gung ho earlier.
Well, because she stated earlier that she needs more than us, so and more food is required. Simple as that.
More food than you, maybe, but I'm a growing boy, okay?
She thought you were a man.
I mean, yeah, but also I like food.
Go get back in line then.
Hey, man, if he's offering, I'm willing to bargain.
I'm just starting to think. Go ahead.
Kaishin uses minor illusion to create his voice near you guys, and you just hear it go, "Want me to hunt?"
I want to be providing more food for everyone. But do you have the energy to do so?
What?
You look over. Right now, Kaishin's like 30 feet away playing music, and somehow he found the time to also throw in the verbal somatic components through a minor illusion, and he just looks over to you and goes. He just kind of like nods, like with like a gesture of, "Yeah, sure, I can find a way. I can find the energy."
Etcher will not say no, and Akora either by looks of it.
What's that whispering?
Kaishin's speaking to us through his magic words.
You need to speak up.
And while you're all kind of talking to each other, you're gonna see Chesrex get up as if he's gonna go outside.
Once Kaishin finishes his song, he'll start putting stuff away. Kind of he'll call out to everyone. Rest your hearts, rest your souls, and for those who enjoyed the songs, hold the memories fondly, at least until tomorrow. I'll be back. And he'll start to walk over to the group and just be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go try to find something."
Okay. As you all are engaging each other and talking and are being, eventually some of you set out for more food. We know those last 10 people didn't get much food, and maybe you want a little more in your belly. I'm not sure if all of you ate yourselves with this scarcity. But in any case, it looks like Chizarak and Shen are primarily holding up this operation. Is the core going with you guys, or? Okay, let's assume it's just the two of you guys.
I don't think he's very good at hunting, but sure, why not?
Maybe just tag along. In any case, one of you will roll with advantage with the other two helping. If you want to put guidance on that, then that person can't be the one who rolls.
Is it survival or?
Yeah, it'll be survival to forge.
They got a +6 to survival and guidance.
I was gonna say, you're gonna be better. Well, if you guide me, I'm a +4.
I don't think you can guidance this. It's going to take longer than a minute to complete this hunt, so.
Well, I'm saying that they can, but normally, yeah, if you can't do it in a minute, guidance doesn't help. But for this, it's okay.
So I think it'll be better if I roll with advantage plus guidance than a +6 would.
All right.
Kaishin was one with the idea, so he'll be the one to fuck it up. Or not.
Yeah, 25. So there's not a lot in the area. In fact, I hadn't planned on giving you more than maybe a rabbit or two at most. Maybe two. For 25, though, I'll say you find something bigger an already injured wolf. Wolf steaks, anyone? We won't have to get into the fiction of combat or anything like that. You can describe how you take care of the food.
Sorry, what did we get?
An injured wolf.
Oh, Chester X would definitely merge from the tree that it probably would have leaned up against trying to recover itself. I don't know if anyone else would be helping.
Yeah. When Cheshirax kind of guns up and binds the wolf down, Kaishen used to. He knows that Cheshirax doesn't usually eat meat, but he usually has helped Kaishen when he was hungry for meat, and he would use this opportunity and he would take his hair trick hair daggers and he would kind of like just aim right into the eye and just kind of pierce the eye of it so it becomes blinded and eventually would just die from the blood loss.
Man, do you always, blind things before you kill them?
Yeah, wolf hide is pretty thick. It's the one spot that is always weak.
I mean, you see him hold up a dagger or his other contraption that you've seen him use. I mean, it can't be that tough.
Your gun would cause a lot of damage to the internals. This way, all the meat is preserved.
I mean, if I hit him right, it won't damage any of it.
I'll tell you what, if we see another one, I'll let you take the shot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't have that many bullets.
You just upset him right for that?
That's fine. That's fine.
Anyway, gentlemen, as he just kind of hoists the wolf carcass over his shoulders, like just completely ignoring the blood that's starting to drip on him. We got some fat mouths to feed.
But I can carry that. I don't want you. I know this isn't your thing. Can you find maybe like a couple berries or maybe a couple herbs to season it with?
He just looks down, sure, and he'll just heave it onto you.
He kind of smiles and goes, "You know I don't have an eye for that shit. You tried to teach me, and I only found the poisonous ones."
Yeah, still felt bad for you. Remember, if you're itching, don't grab the sensitive parts.
Yeah, lesson learned and all that. I know. Just don't make me go forage. Yeah, no, I'm just leaving that to you.
Leaves of 4, eat some more. Leaves of 3, leave it be. And then I'll just see him kind of disappear into the trees again.
Leaves of 6, suck my.
Kids? Is that how it ends?
I can't be mad at him for too long. Sorry, Cor. I know we tend to banter a bit. Well, we've gotten to know each other pretty well, so it's
Yes,
my
I'm
first instinct.
very offended by your very short exchange.
Oh, good. You should be offended.
Well, good, because I am.
Kaishin just starts laughing out loud. All right. Once Chester finds some herbs and shit, we can bring her back and. Oh, here, let's take the chance now. And he starts starting to drain the blood a bit. Okay. Starts prepping the carcass to be butchered.
I'm glad you know how to do this because I have no idea.
It's kind of like you said, it's all about where you hit. If you cut it in the right spot, you can start draining the blood without damaging anything. Here, come on, show you.
Oh, I'm watching. Don't worry.
Yeah, Kaishan kind of points out, like, sir, where some of the internal organs would be on a wolf. He's like, say like this side, try to avoid cutting into that because you want to take that out whole. Here's where is usually where I start to go for it. Once it's all drained out, then we can kind of cut off the pelt. We can use that pelt for furs, and then we use the meat for meat.
I do need a pelt for my other shoulder, so I mean, could be useful.
Well, it's a little injured. Maybe was it a very sickly wolf, or was it like just an injured one?
Falcon.
Sorry?
Was it a very sickly wolf or just an injured one?
No, it was just injured, sorry.
Well, it's in pretty decent condition. I mean, there's a couple bits that are a little scratched up, but you can probably get someone good to tan it just right for you.
And as
Nice.
you're kind of showing him everything, Chesterex would kind of appear from the shadows again, just like, you know, one arm full of a bunch of mushroom caps, and the other one you can see like a couple of broken off branches he got from a tree with some berries and on it. Hey,
Perfect.
hurry up with dressing that thing down, and you didn't nick the intestines again, did you?
Nope.
All right, well, let's hurry up. They're not going to be waiting around forever. They're going to go to bed hungry if we don't get there soon.
All right, let's go.
By the way, including your survival check, is how your ability to prepare the food. So when you got there, you would have stripped it properly. If it's fur, cut up the pieces correctly, got the meaty parts out, and got rid of the stuff that, like the intestines, properly. So you're able to serve them the premier portion of the wolf. The last 10 people, are you guys hoarding this for yourselves, or are you are feeding the other people and yourselves? It's enough for both parties if you don't overshare.
Yeah. The intention was to make sure that first make sure there's enough for the still hungry belly of Petra, and then remainders can go to
Excellent.
for everyone else.
So you all would get back and feed everyone proper. Orion would even take a tiny bit. You would notice that he didn't actually eat it all. But he takes a tiny bit of it, knowing that Petra's got a big body and there's still people to eat. And he would thank you all. He would tell you if you ever wanted to learn his style, he'd be more willing to teach you how to hit him hard, hit him heavy, as opposed to fast.
You know, that'd be pretty fun. I got one problem. He uses minor illusion on his arms again. I got noodle arms.
Orion laughs, big chuckle. Well, who's gonna pop this bottle of spirits with me? If you're ready to get some sleep, why don't we have a glass and get you all to bed? Tomorrow's another day, much to do.
Oh, hell yeah.
He pops the dwarven spirit and he fills up everyone's cup that wants it. If you don't want it, let me know you're not having any. Otherwise, just so I know you're probably not there enjoying it with him. But he would pour it for Shen, for example, and Declan, and offer it to all of you. Tell you about his old adventures. I was there when the Obsidian Guard, around the time they were the First Order, before things went out of this world into the dumpster fire it is now. Yeah, I fought alongside some of the greats. People think that my stories are bullshit, but they are my stories. I was a younger man back then. For us humans, 20, 30 years makes a big difference. For an elf, it's just a day in their life. Seeing wonderful things. A lot of stories to trade.
Petra would love to hear some of these stories.
One time we fought this bat thing. It wasn't a vampire, it wasn't necessarily a bat. It had a humanoid shaped body. Maybe a werebat might be a good term for it. Man, this thing was big. Probably the size of a small dragon, which is about twice the size of a cart. I rolled on its back and just kept punching in the back of its head till I broke its skull. And then I realized we were about 300 feet in the air and I was going to die from the fall. So I grabbed it by its wings and I just let the air do the rest, and somehow it worked. I was able to glide. Don't ask me how. I'm not someone who knows how physics work. But It still hurt when I landed, but way less than if I had fallen.
But your
That's
hopes that
so
she can
dumb. It's
also-
genius.
Yeah, that's what I say. They're called night crawlers. So if you ever fight one of these night crawlers, big Batman looking things. Not detectives though.
Petra hopes for the opportunity to give you one of those stories someday.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want no one punching my. Oh, you're talking about a different story. Okay.
Indeed, she was.
I thought you wanted to punch my head in my skull and then fly me like a dead bat.
No, not after every heroic you accomplished. Petra respects you too much.
You can see it's the spirits talking now, not just Orion. Maybe for some of you it's same. Cause if he wasn't drinking, he probably got what you said immediately. But he was just like, "Hold on, why don't you punch me in my head?"
If she were to punch, she would be more with her tail and strangling you to death.
Well,
Yeah.
that's specific.
Yeah, he laughs. He just goes, "Oh, wow. A lot of ways to die around you, young lady. Or are you young? For your species, maybe you age slower. How old are you?"
She has at least seen 50 winters in her life.
Holy shit, you're only about 6 years off of me.
I have her actually out of player. I listed her as 52, actually.
Nice.
Her kind ages very slowly, so we try and make sure we keep to ourselves so we can try and recover our numbers.
These, you said you've met the First Order, or at least heard of them?
Long time ago. Yeah. What about him?
I don't know, you remember what they look like?
Some of them. I mean, age changes a person. A lot of them might look a lot older. But yeah.
Well, I mean, not necessarily looks, just, I don't know, uniform, like unit appearance, rather than a single individual.
Yeah, they weren't exactly wearing uniforms. They guard those the kind of free form how they look. But they did all have those rings. Man, those rings are something special. Always wanted to have one of those myself, but my venturing days came to a close a little earlier than I'd like. Pipe down, start a family, all that good stuff.
How did they end?
Stories told different by a lot of people. Some think they died fighting the Titan Lords. Others say they became the Titan Lord. No one really knows what happened except for the Obsidian Guard and I suppose who they were fighting. At the end of the day, I like to believe that they're good still. And they're looking for good people.
Corner kind of sits back in his chair contemplating. Probably the most deep in thought he's been seen since forever. He seems pretty easygoing the rest of the time, but this seems rather serious to him.
No, courage is found in unlikely places. Anyways, I think the spirits are getting to me. I'm starting to see two of you, Cora. Unless you've got a twin you haven't told me about. I need to get some sleep. Are you there, Cora? He already left, by the way. He just now brought it up, and he's in the room laying down.
He kind of snaps out of the thought he was in. I'm sorry, what was it?
When you look up, Orion's already gone. He stumbled to his bed. Passed out from the drink, but mostly from even working the refugees, morning to night, dusk to dawn. Get a few hours of sleep, get back to it. But for the rest of you, is there anything else you'd like to do tonight? RP-wise, a single scene if you want to talk your own thoughts? Or would you like to develop to tomorrow?
Chester X would start wandering outside to sleep under the stars in a tree.
I should would follow. Very much used to sleeping under trees with the buddy.
Tram would leave his mostly full glass on a table and head up to bed.
Petra is going to be turning in as well. It has been a long day.
Declan's got nothing else.
Sounds like we're all good. So I know you're all expecting a long rest, but in the middle of the night, nothing happens and you get a long rest. Go ahead and complete your long rest. Roll your hit dice if you need health, or expend the rest of your spells to heal you back to full health. And everything that comes with a long rest. The next day would come and Orion's outside boxing. Kitchen opens up in an hour, folk. I'll take care of this one. Got a few more volunteers in today. Once everything settles down, if any of you people want to get some boxing lessons, I'm your guy. Teacher will take it too. I'm all about dedication. It's only one person at a time. Take me about a week to get you on the ropes.
Petra wouldn't mind being able to fight just as well with her fists as much as her tail.
Interesting. I didn't take you for to be the one that put their hands on people literally with that tail of yours, but I suppose that works.
Well, you got any room for a second? Just get a good workout in?
Not for if you're willing to do the workout, yeah, but I can only do the full training one-on-one.
Some people think I'm weak, so can't have that.
That's the thing about the time. We got to make our time to make our bodies worth it. And then for each person, that's different. For me, teach you how to do what must be done. And if you spend a week of downtime with old Orion training, you get the fighting style of the unarmed strikes. But he can only teach that to one person with dedicated training one-on-one. Anyone can RP being there for the workouts and seeing a little bit of it, but Orion as a pugilist can teach you the unarmed strike fighting style that originates in Tasha's with that expenditure. You don't have to do that today. You can just, if you can afford 7 days at some point, we've got 16 days left.
Would anyone want to have the unarmed fighting style over me? Because I still technically have an unarmed bludgeoning weapon, but
No,
just be
I
fun.
mean, just the comments about his physique may bruise his ego a little bit.
Again, giant snake lady that can become massive, so it's not like a huge slight on you, it's just how she sees you sometimes. You're small.
Calling him puny is never good for anybody's.
Listen, no one said puny. We said noodle arms. Very specific.
Mhm.
Also, the person that called you noodle arms literally also has noodle arms.
But if no one else wants the unarmed fighting style, I would like to actually train with him because that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I will always put the fiction first and then tell you about the rewards. I want whoever to get on it, get on it. So, yeah, if you guys do manage to have this 7-day commitment, that is going to require 7 full days of training with him, then we'll lock that in. But for today, what mission are we thinking about tackling, folks?
I think the required materials.
Yeah.
I think that was the
Mhm.
Is the agreement? So me. Unkill Father Wino. There we go. You guys set that mental stimulation up. So you guys would pursue the quest, the required materials. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Mhm.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. So this town is going to get filled up slowly as you guys advance throughout it, and of course, eventually we'll leave this place, and that's fine too. For now, while I have you guys here, make use of the stuff that we have ready. You would get down to this shop where the handout would have directed you to, and you would see Glossmere is there. And to your surprise, in the common lands, dwarves are about as rare as seeing a creature like Petra. There are very few dwarves on the mainland. Most of them stay to the mountains in the north. They have not migrated to other lands just yet. But I also do have a battle map for you, of course, so let's move there. And then you guys can do introductions and whatever else you want. You should all have vision now. You're down here.
Noticing we kind of have like
The smell of a forge and everything.
Yeah, you would hear the forge burning and hear clanking, ding, 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 just going on. The door's closed, but it's a shop, so you typically don't knock on shops. You can just kind of walk in, the bell would ring. Not that you hear it over the anvil smacking.
He'll go ahead and enter the residence.
this place.
Smells like it's on fire.
Because there is fire.
I don't like it.
I'll be right with you.
All right, no rush.
Yeah, you see him, he's working a sword, and he doesn't have as many materials, but according to the handout, there was a break-in, so. But as he's banging on the blade, he lifts it up to the sky, and then he quells it in some type of dark liquid. You see smoke come up, pulls it out, looks at it, irons it out a little bit more, bends, and then he starts working on a handle, but then he remembers guests are here. Oh, hey, how can I help you? You lost me. This is my shop, blacksmith shop.
Declan Varelli, and he offers his hand.
Well, he takes your hand, and when you do, you notice that his hand is quite unique. As he shakes your hand with something that feels akin to glass, as he says, "Welcome to the Hammer House. You're here for my wares. This is them." And he's got a glass hand.
Oh, this is very interesting. Did you make this?
I lost my arm. Back in the life of old in the mountains. Started new here. And eventually I found something very special. A living glass, some people can call it. And it's been with me ever since. Very rare material. And now I'm on the hunt for rare ores and similar stuff. It's a passion of mine. It saved my life. So now I'm dedicating my life to it.
So is his hand like his glass hand? Is it like moving like a normal hand, or is it like a prosthetic?
The fingers move normal, and the rest of it does as well, but you can tell it's a lot more rigid, I'll say. It's not as fluent.
Mm-hmm. That is truly fascinating. How does it work?
Well, when I found the shards, I wasn't sure what they were. They looked rare. I just suffered a grievous injury from a Remoraz. If you ever fight a Remoraz, let me tell you. Large, worm-like things. Fires, the hottest dragons. Any case, I lost my arm. Treasure hunt. Found these among the Remoraz's horde of dead adventurers. Looking for my brother out there. And I found him, unfortunately. Anyways, the shards look valuable, so I took it to a local crafter. And that's when I found out that they were special. Eventually working together with this individual, someone who I trusted from my village, my arm was forged. And now I can make glass weapons whenever someone acquires the same thing. Called Ale Crystal. A word to it. Sounds like you're saying elf, but it's Eld. LED.
Would Declan have ever heard of this mineral or anything?
You can make me a history check. See if you read on that you've worked it since it's in deep.
That is profession.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's an LED, but it's ELD. Just making a little joke there. Hopefully, it probably went over your heads, but yeah. Eld rock is what it's called. Some people call them Eld crystals. There's a lot of names. Eld ore. The only thing that stands is the Eld part of it. Very, very rare. And if you ever find Eld, and later on, let's say maybe with the Obsidian Guard, you'll have means to travel around in the world. You can come back to Glossmere, and he can make you a professional weapon from the Eld material. Or in his case, an arm. His arm, he tells you, this arm here is stronger than any shield. It may be made from substance that reflects and looks like glass, even feels like it. But I assure you, and he puts it under his table and he smacks it with a miner's pipe he holds by his desk. Didn't even chip.
Fascinating. I like this material so much better than he kind of looks over at this metal stuff, this glass, this Eld. This is so much more fluid, so natural, and he like reaches out to touch us if he'd let him.
Yeah, he lets you, and he tells you. Best part about it, it's pretty light. I made a great sword recently from it. It's actually my main weapon that I use now. Those are the remains of the crystal findings I had. And it still requires about 2 hands typically, but with the Eldom, I'm able to hold it with 1. Also, the weapon's a lot lighter, not heavy anymore.
Petra would love the opportunity to have a weapon forged by Glossmere's hands.
We've got offerings in our shop. I mean, you look like a strong bunch. I don't know if you've been to the church yet, but I'm actually looking for some strong hands to get some stuff done.
That's why we are here.
Oh, well, shit. Sounds like it could be a good deal.
Sorry, I was just very distracted by your craftsmanship here.
Do my best. There's not a lot of dwarves in these parts, but among my people, I would say I'm only slightly above average. My people are magnificent. We're the creator of guns, after all, even though it's still hard to find them on the mainlands.
Would you permit Petra to ask a crass question?
Of course, those are the preferred even.
What is a dwarf?
A dwarf. Well, some people call us small humans, so it's inappropriate. We're stout and muscular, and typically we're from the mountains. We're just normal people. Just like you're a normal person.
Petra extends her tail over the table to him to shake. She is known as a Naga, or a Lamia, and she hails from the land of monsters, and she is pleased to meet you.
It is nice to meet you as well. And that's something you should remember, Petra. It gives a shit where we came from. It only matters where we are and what we do at that time. Now, speaking of time, let's talk about the supplies. Well,
Who stole these from you?
excuse me, I was a little rude there. Maybe, did you want something from my shop? Maybe that would help you on your task before we get to the mission at hand. I'm not trying to rush you at all. I'm just a little excited to see someone took up the quest.
We should learn the context and all the information, and if there's anything we need, we will probably gather at the end.
Awesome. So yeah, sorry, field your questions to me and I'll cover them.
Who stole from you?
Got a good idea. It's a band of people. Bandits, of course, classic. But just regular people trying to get by. They seem to primarily took weapons, probably to arm themselves. You know, most people didn't have weapons for the Ashen Storm hit. They just took everything. A lot of the boxes and stuff, everything they could carry. I've still got some stuff here. I actually have a decent idea of where they'll be, too. It's more of that I'm forging weapons for the king and his men. I can't leave and grab the stuff myself.
Do you know how many there are?
I didn't see them escape. I just caught up to one of them. Thought it was just a lowly thug. Nearly beat him in with this glass arm of mine. Found out when I pulled his mask off, couldn't have been more than 15 years old. Human. Boy, saying that he just needed some weapon to protect his family overnight since they've been forced into the wild where their house was destroyed. These are good people in bad times. So I would really, really want to stress that you don't have to kill anyone. Please don't kill them. But I understand if they attack you on sight, you'll do what you have to do.
Why have they been forced outside? Can they not take shelter here?
It's a long travel. Only a few of them got to the city, and I suppose that their priority was to make sure the rest could make that journey. But I didn't have a lengthy conversation with this boy when I was shocked that he was so young. Well, I knew it, he was down the street, cutting corners. I recognized him. About a day's journey. You going slow, half a day if you move quick.
So, is your preferred end to this just us pinching the oars and them none the wiser, or?
Listen, these people needed weapons that were made, not rocks. Tell them that they can keep the material. It's on the house. Just get me back those oars. I need those oars to make sure I can protect the city from another storm if it ever occurs.
Gotcha.
They should be more than willing, unless they're gonna fight for rocks they can't use, that can't help them.
Seems more than reasonable.
But begs the question, why'd they take it in the first place?
I mean, they took the crates, so it's just in one of the crates.
All right. Hopefully we can come to a peaceful resolution.
I should say it's possible that they'll be hostile. I don't know if it's good people, but I know that the one I caught up to, it seemed like nothing more than someone trying to survive and sudden changes in life.
We'll do what we can. We're not a gang of murderers, by the way, so we'll do the best we can.
Yeah, hold on now. Give me that mission card. I'll jot down more direct routes. It's less likely you run into random threats in the woods. You know what I mean?
That'd be much appreciated.
We should at least do this for Cora. Petra slithers up to him. She saw the price for, I think you call it bullets. She has money to give you. Cora, your tinnitus is acting up.
What?
She's offering to buy you some of your, I think you call it bullets.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I could have some. Sure.
Petra will slither back up and put 20 gold pieces on the table. Our friend here has been lacking some of his resources, so she wanted to take care of him.
He goes in there. Just the regular bullets? You're looking for shells. They're very different. People can sometimes mix them up, and then by the time they find out, it's a little too late.
Petra will look to Cora. Do you use bullets or shells?
Just bullets.
He says bullets.
All right. Give you 10 for 20. Supplies are not what they used to be.
We'll make do with what's available.
And for you guys, if you have any questions of what's in stock, there is a max supply and a current. So when you buy stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the current. That will sometimes increase and decrease, fluctuating on the market. So you're buying 10 of his 50 in total bullets. You can spend the 20 GP, and I will deduct that now.
And just give yourself 10 bullets, Sakura.
Nice.
But let us go and try and see if we can negotiate with these people.
Hey, why don't you take this on the house? And he puts a single bomb down. I'm experimenting on these things. please don't light them and hold them in your hands. These explode. Think of it like you're familiar with magic, like a burning hand or something like that. But since the radius isn't as exact as spells that always perform the same way no matter what, there's a chance they could avoid harm entirely. But have a bomb on the house. If it is good, let me know.
I believe Akora might be familiar with this.
Oh yeah.
Here you go. Here's a bomb then. Hey, good luck, guys. When you get back, if everything goes to plan, let you get one thing from my shop. Anything. Anything I have left, of course.
You're very kind.
You guys can RP if you want, but just to set the standard, we have the options of doing a fast, normal, or slow pace. A slow pace will guarantee that we get there at the end of a single adventuring day. A fast pace means we'll get there within about 4 hours, still enough time to get there and back and end an adventuring day. And then a normal pace is somewhere in between that. What pace are you interested in traveling to this destination?
Normal?
Normal makes sense.
Sounds good to me.
If we're trying to get make the most of like all of our time, like so we can. Yeah, I know Petro is wanting to devote a whole week to learning a fighting style, and then Declan's got constellations he's trying to research. I mean,
Want to call it fast?
that's my vote.
You can give it a shot.
And just simply to try to get the most out of our time.
I'm willing.
I mean, I don't think in this particular instance it matters that much. Maybe on longer distances, but
How much are we saving? Like what? Is it only half a day saved?
Well, I mean, if we do fast there and back, we can get this done in a day.
Yeah, if you fast there and back, you get this done in one day, and then tomorrow you take on a different quest. If you do slow, then you'll by the time you get back, it'll already be the next day, the middle of the next day.
Just know I have a -1 to my survival, so.
That's another thing. If you get a random encounter that's hard, you could use enough resources that you might need to take a rest. The random encounters are just as random. I have a bunch set up on a map. So.
I will go with what majority want.
Yeah, I don't care what you guys do.
I mean, there's also the opportunity to do this without combat, so.
Well, the random encounter is combat, but I'm the mission.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I was saying the destination. We're not anticipating.
I think Tram would be thinking this isn't really a high priority pressure thing.
Yeah,
I think you'd be thinking normal. I mean, me above game can see the reasons for doing it at a faster pace, but
I mean,
I mean, what are you thinking?
well, I mean, I can see the benefits of doing fast pace, especially if we want to do the quests and make sure we have enough time. And if we get the hell beat out of us, then maybe a normal or slow back.
I'd rather do the normal there, take our time, get there, do what's got to be done, and then, well, I guess determine at that point.
Let's just put it in chat
There you
and count it up.
Yeah, majority rules, yeah. So fast, normal, slow. Slow guarantees that you will arrive at the end of adventuring day, meaning that you won't get back until the next day. Earliest, you might even waste 2 days if you do slow there and slow back. Fast is half a day. 6 is somewhere in the middle. So the next time we do somewhere in the middle, it'll just cost us 2 days. Okay, so we have normal, fast, normal. I'll say 3 and 3. All right, we're gonna leave it up to the die roll. So D20, we're gonna do high for fast and normal for low. We're taking a normal pace.
We're missing one.
No matter. We're doing normal.
We're doing normal.
Yeah, are we missing one?
I was going to be either or.
Oh, you were freaking 50-50. All right, well, the die roll decided 50-50 for us. You would have voted for normal if that's the case. So you guys take a normal pace there. Give me a survival check. The DC again is 60 total. It's a normal roll for you guys, not disadvantage. If you do not beat 60, then we will go into a random encounter, which will be randomly determined.
Oh boy.
Looking close.
Oh.
Okay. Let me copy you guys up. You guys missed the mark.
Sorry, guys.
You get a little lost there, Declan.
Yeah, you might have been lost in thought.
Excellent. How many random encounters I have prepared for this section? Got 4. Can one player give me a D4, and they would decide the fate of your random encounter.
The only appropriate there is Declan.
A 1. Okay, Declan went first, so we'll take his. Okay, cool. This could be hard. This could be easy.
Give us both.
Declan.
Give us both.
So, you'll notice that the random encounter maps are beautiful because I love to punish myself and work nonstop. So as you guys are traveling during your adventures, you're seeing many sights, you're moving around at a normal pace, but the world is alive and just as stealthy and formidable as you at times, especially in the earlier days of your adventure. As you cross this wonderful, wonderful river, the small stone bridge, and the trees almost feel like they're alive. Don't worry, they're not. But unfortunately, placid as it can be, a troll emerges from the river under you and onto the bridge, taking you by surprise if your passive perception is lower than its stealth roll that I'm going to make right now. If it is higher than its stealth or equal to, then you are not surprised. Oof, he's taking you all by surprise. I got a 19 on my stealth check.
Yep.
Moving to that map now. You guys are in the top left of this particular map. Don't worry about the other corners. Those are for other random encounter days. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a single turn. We're not going to shift through everyone just so this guy can go once. He's going to go right now, and then we're going to do the order as it's intended and as it's rolled. First we need some combat base. So when you're crossing the bridge, just jumping out of the water. And then as you turn around and realize that this massive creature is upon you, it just immediately swipes either Declan or Kaijin. Let's see, D2. Oh wait, I don't have to do that anymore. I can just do my script.
Oh, we know it's gonna be Freya.
Yeah. Even though you know. Shen, you turn around, and the moment you turn around, you just see a claw swipe you in the face, assuming a 16 hits you.
It does.
Okay. At least you don't see him at first. And this dude hits you hard. 17 slashing. And then he comes back onto Declan for 25 slashing. Ooh.
Oh,
That was nearly a maximum roll. And he beats his chest and he begins to roar. Shen, take your turn.
I'm going to I'm just gonna hold my action and cast Distant Whispers. I'm gonna wait for everyone to get into combat position. So, wait, remind me, does Akora get into melee or is he range?
Gunslinger.
Yes.
The bolt.
Okay. Kaishin will trigger Distant Whispers after Korra finishes attacking.
Yep. Consider its concentration. We don't know if the creature is legendary.
I'm aware.
Bitch.
Okay. Petra's going to move here. And as she kind of looks like she's about to slither off the bridge, she will speak in her abyssal tongue. Lord Basilisk, Lord Orochi, Ouroboros, give me your strength. And Orochi will answer this time, as she will grow large and her attacks become a lot more aggressive. She will swing with her halberd at Reckless to gain advantage.
Nice.
As the troll is trying to tackle with Kaishin and Declan, he hears this loud explosion, and when he looks around, it gets this halberd just embedded into his shoulder for. Let's just take on the rage real quick. There we go. Ooh. I will make that 5 into a 10 for 23 points of slashing damage.
Okay. You see that the creature braces for impact, almost adapting to your very assault. Turns to you and faces you.
All right. Got its attention. Raging. I attacked. EOT.
Okay, before you go, Korra, this creature will take a single legendary attack.
Okay.
I was gonna randomly determine it, and then I was gonna target Shen because he has magic. And then now I'm gonna have to target Petra. Because she smacked him hard.
You have advantage.
He tries to bite you. 22 sinking into your shoulder. You almost being as adaptive as the creature, take half as much damage for 3 piercing instead of 7.
Okay.
Korra, take your turn.
Okay. So with dual wield, I can only use my bonus action to attack with a ranged weapon, right?
Yeah.
Oof. I'm gonna just shoot him in the face then. Preferably in the face. Awesome.
Does that hit him? No, it doesn't.
I don't have a +3 either.
Yeah. That was 3.
Then I'm going
Do you want to spend any grit to re-roll it since you have that?
I mean, not yet. I think here is kind of a good area. People can get by like that. So I'll end it there.
Alright, end of turn. That triggers my reaction.
Yep.
So, wisdom saving throw DC 14. Or sorry,
13.
13.
I gets a 15.
Okay, well, he takes 7 psychic. 3 psychic.
He doesn't seem wise, he just seemed lucky that time.
Yeah. I couldn't use my reaction to make it better because I was already using my reaction, so yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you could do that. Alright, the troll is up proper and he looks around the battlefield, mostly focusing on Petra as he feels challenged and threatened by her.
Alright, you no longer have advantage since you hit me.
Alright, he claws you, missing you on his first strike because he doesn't have advantage, which is awesome. Then he's going to claw you again with the summons of 24.
That'll hit.
For 10 slashing. That's the half of 20.
Okay.
And then finally, he does a third attack, which is the bite. As you see him constantly evolving in this pattern. You guys can realize something. Why don't one of you, actually, since it's combat, if you're willing to give up your reaction to study this creature, make a nature check if you're proficient, since this is not your standard troll. You would have to be studied to see the difference.
I'm not proficient.
I'm proficient.
Go for it. You're about to get your reaction back anyways. You've heard of these bridge trolls or these river trolls, that their regenerative properties have stimulated their brains in an odd way. They're not actually smarter than a regular troll, but it's able to make their bodies just almost instantly adapt, increasing their reactions, that they can take 2 reactions in 1 round, and one of those reactions is their ability to adapt to any damage. I'll put in chat. I want you to touch a good job in your roll. So 2 reactions, and they have a feature like this. Indicates the bite sinks into your shoulder for another 4 damage, brought down from 9 on Petra.
Okay.
The creature then moves down 1. Keep it to stay close to the more flimsy characters. Izak, you're up, and I'm sure you spread that information.
He would have, just to let everyone know what they're dealing with. And then he would run up to Declan. And seeing how beat up he was, well, that just kind of snuck up on us. He is going to do 2nd level Cure Wounds. Perfect, it'll ask. Oof. So he would get an extra 9 HP. And then, well, I don't know if you got any tricks to get away from this thing, but I suggest you do it. And then Chester X would go behind the pillar. I got you next, buddy! He'd scream to Kashin.
His arms are really long and lengthy. When you move out from under here, unfortunately they're not 10 feet, you're safe. Continue.
Whew. And so that'd be cast a spell for his action, so we can't really cast anything for his bonus, so that'll be EOT.
Tram, you're up, but he has had his turn back, which means he does have his 1 round legendary back. So you guys fight low creatures that are massive bosses. Any individual creature, because of action economy, will have a minimum of 1 legendary action, which this creature does have. He's going to take that, and he is going to take no chances. And I'll give Petra a chance to intimidate him if she wants to give up her reaction. Otherwise, he's going to go for either Keshin or Declan to finish off the injured.
I will do that.
An intimidation roll.
I will use my inspiration too.
DC is 10.
All right. Rising out of the water a little bit.
And he goes to swipe them, but what do you snap your tail? How do you garner its attention before Tram goes?
When he begins to turn away looking at some of the magic happening, but Petra's shadow completely engulfs him as she rises higher out of the water with her tail, letting out this billowing hiss down at him.
Been effective as I get a natural 1 when I target you with its bite as it tries to bite down on your tail. At which point in time, Tram comes running in or doing whatever he's about to do. Take your turn.
Yeah, I figured Tram was just walking across the bridge and hears all this happening behind him and spins around and... Oh, hells. Well, no time like the present. He's gonna run up to the troll while reaching into a pocket and pulls out a familiar orb that we just got. He's gonna point it toward the troll and he's gonna cast Grease.
Excellent.
Directly underneath him.
A blot of grease? Oh god, it's good. What I owe you immediately is it immediate save?
I don't think it's it says when it enters the area or when it ends its turn, so it'll be at the end of its next turn.
When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Middle of the paragraph.
Alright, so
Reading is hard.
Yeah, reading is hard. Fortunately, he does make the save.
Alright. Well, I am up in position. I got my shield up in front of me. And that will be EOT.
Now a nasty pile of grease under him, which is still serving as difficult terrain, and a chance for him to knock prone if he ends his turn there. Decking their own.
Alright. He is definitely not where he wants to be. I thought of a few different scenarios, but the best one to do is simply disengage.
He tries to swipe at you as you leave. Of course, you're disengaging in the fiction. He's like going wild, but disengaging just being extra careful. So you just kind of duck, weave, retreat as it misses you.
I don't think I got any bonus actions right now. So, simple, but that'll do it.
10, you're back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a bardic inspiration at Petra. As you kind of feel that golden glow around you as his eyes spark, and he will action disengage.
Tries to swipe at you, but almost slips up on the grease. By the way, the grease kind of smells like soy sauce.
EOT will
Hit today.
All right, Petra's going to come lurching out of the water back onto the bridge, kind of making a small little tidal wave to catch his attention as she is evasive at first, almost looking like she's going to go past the bridge, but is using the momentum to swing her tail at advantage at the bridge toll with her Reckless.
Excellent.
Tail slam.
No.
Oh, nice. Crits again. And as my bonus action, I'll roll damage after, but I want to devote my Bardic to this. I'm going to attempt to constrict him.
Well, you can do it after you roll. Yeah, so if you want to roll it now.
I will still do it. So it's a d6, right?
It's a d6.
So he needs to beat a 22.
Athletics, okay. He gets a 10, you got him.
All right, he is grappled. And the damage from the tail slam. So I will maximize that 6 for another 5, so that'll be 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Excellent. You see that unfortunately he's resisting it, but you're still hitting him really hard.
Okay, that is EOT for Petra.
Cora.
All right. Let's get in there like swimwear, guys.
Yeah, you hear Tram rallying you guys. Close them in. They try to protect the cast.
I'm gonna try to shoot him with my gun.
You don't have disadvantage in melee, right?
I do not with my fighting style. But it doesn't matter.
You're close, lift up the gun, and he just smacks the barrel, and the shot goes to the sky.
Man, 2 nights in a row. Let's see. I'm gonna, with my bonus action, try to. Well, do I want to stay here? Oh boy, I gotta do so. I'm gonna try to dagger him. Oof, that's not very good either.
She had advantage, but no, 13's. It's close. So his armor class is 15. You guys are getting close enough to kind of get proper gauge.
Jeez. One day, but not today, it seems.
Your dog is their dead, Cora.
Now we'd see if he gets to slip on the grease.
Yeah, now we see.
At the end of this
At the-
turn,
At
though,
the
I
end,
think.
yep.
Oh, was that the end?
At the start.
Yeah.
If he moves into it or at the end.
Let's see here. Luckily, I don't think since he didn't fall the first time, he also doesn't want to provoke a bunch of opportunity attacks, so he might sit tight, but that might be to his detriment. We'll see. In any case, he is going to take his turn up. You do see that some of his wounds patch, which is concerning since he can adapt to damage so well. If things do get really dark, you guys can attempt to retreat, which isn't just movement. It'll be rolls against the creature's roll to catch you, which athletics is running, so if you don't think you can run, don't run. In any case, he's going to bite, claw, and claw. And we're going to do one to each fighter around him as he spreads the love kind of in a panic. He's like, spinning his claws around wildly. The bite, top, down, left, right, you know the drill, is against Akora, which is a 10. That's going to miss. Then there is an 18 against Tram, question mark.
Miss.
That's going to miss. And then we have a 19 against Petra.
That hits.
The 19 hits you for 20 slashing, brought down to 10 slashing. Right. Is it X?
Deck save for the grease.
Oh, your dex save. He might be on his bum. Hope he still makes it, even though he's definitely more strength than Dex.
How beat up is Petra looking right now?
Pretty beat up, I'd say.
Oof.
Bloodied.
Yeah, seeing how bloodied she looks, then Chester X is going to, where is it? Cast his, I think it's this one. He is going to cast his Cradle of Life on you. And so you're just gonna see his hair kind of like start to like stand on end. You see all this like glowing green pollen kind of like start shooting out from it, and a bunch of leaves will start sticking and swirling around Petra. And so she gets 24 health, and then the next attack needs a DC 14 Wisdom, or the leaves are going to intercept it and it won't hit her.
Nice.
Or at
Thank
least
you very much.
or at least it'll have to attack someone else, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty much a discount sanctuary, but yeah.
That's it. And then that will be EOT for
Nice.
Chester X.
Nice chunky heal.
Oh, very nice.
Ram, you're up.
Alright, well, his grease attempts haven't been terribly successful yet, but oh well. Time to start going on the offensive. I'm gonna take a swing with his longsword.
He's no fool, he catches your blade.
And I'm going to stare him in the eyes and with a little bit of panic. And end my turn.
Excellent.
Alright. Still grasping at some of his wounds that haven't been closed. With the creature being distracted, he's going to attempt to take advantage of the opening and fire a firebolt.
The fire sneers through the air, and it hits him in its hairs, cindering some of it away, like seaweed. But the wet and moist hair doesn't let any of the damage to carry through.
Alright. He's going to close a little bit of distance. Might just do a little closer. There we go. Alright.
Right, actually, before you go and take his one legendary action in the round, randomly to target one of these individuals next to him within 5 feet. Visual is Petra, despite it's supposed to say Tram, but it must be broken again.
Seriously.
Must do that wisdom save, I believe.
Oh yeah, I do gotta do a wisdom save.
Maybe it will be Tram.
Oh,
I failed my wisdom save, so I think it is Tram. Oh my god.
There we go. And the world is right again.
Okay, Jesus. Luckily, I believe 18 missed you last time, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay, cool. If it didn't, at least Declan had that ready for you. I think that requires a hit, yeah. Ken, you're up.
All right. I'm going to launch a vicious mockery at it.
Nice.
So 13 wisdom.
I get a 12. That's not enough to save.
I just hear it's less of like actual insults and more just like a bunch of tritones, like these discordant notes that are harsh to the ears, and it just kind of makes his ears bleed a little bit as it kind of sets him off balance. And that's immediate for me.
Control looks at Shen, furious, not understanding what occurred here. You're up, Petra.
Okay. Gonna keep putting in that work. We're gonna keep hacking away at him.
Hit.
For 14 slashing.
Not bad.
As Petra drives the halberd down into it. This is the time to attack now!
Coda.
Is it prone? Is
Oh,
that
not
why
yet.
it was?
Looking around a lot.
It's very strange, like direction. So I was, Anyway,
Because it feels like she's the only one attacking it.
You're just the only one hitting it.
but you definitely are the only one attacking it. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go. At first, you don't succeed.
Stab again.
Which is the second reaction. See, the moment you cut him, it looks like his wounds, his body thickens and hardens, so you don't drive the blade as far into his flesh, but still cut him.
We'll hang out, I guess. Oh boy.
The bridge troll regained some hit points. Not more than he's losing, but enough to keep him in the green for a little longer. And he's going to again trade one blow to every person around him. He's not concerned with the greens. That might be his downfall since he hasn't fallen yet. Or fell yet. One of each of you, top down, left, right. We've got a bite against Akora, which is a 15 question mark.
No.
Okay, your 12 definitely misses Tram. Then I believe you had attacked recklessly, so 20 against Petra.
It hits.
For 10 slashing, brought down from 21.
Okay.
And then finally a dexterity saving throw to end my turn. I got a.
I'm
Good.
What's
I
up?
was gonna. It's fine. I was about to say it anyways. So even if he already failed it, I was gonna drop cutting words in case.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you definitely were about to say it. Got a 15. So what do you got to get? A 2 on? What's the DC for your built-in item, Tram?
I think it was 13.
So you have to roll 300 cutting words for him to fail, because if he meets it, he makes it.
Roll for depth.
Nice. Needed at least a 3 to make him fail, bringing his 15 out of 12. He falls on the grease.
It actually doesn't
Nice.
say
What rarity is it?
uncommon.
So it's 13. Rare items in 5e is uncommon is 13, 15, 17, 19.
Very nice.
The bridge troll is on his ass. Well done, Shen.
What happens is, he kind of like, as the bridge troll's like slapping around, he kind of whistles at it, and as soon as the bridge troll like catches his attention over towards him, he turns too quickly, and that's how he slips and falls. And Kaishen just kind of does just like the kind of the stick the tongue out, pull down the eye, and just kind of flips off the troll.
Excellent. He's at act. He's down on the floor.
Would Chester X be able to see him if
Yeah.
he was looking from the side of the bridge here?
You can see him a little bit now. If you're a spell that requires sight, you can see enough of him. You don't see much of him. He's definitely got cover.
That's the thing, because the only option he's really got is Thorn Whip right now, and I think Petra would be kind of blocking his view.
Yeah, Petra will provide him cover. You need a straight line not to be worried about cover.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out if there's an...
Doesn't cover only apply to range attacks?
Oh, he's throw him some melee attack.
Throw up is a melee attack with a range of 30 feet.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't actually have to worry about
Okay, I was just seemed kind of like a weird interaction. All right then. So Cheshire is going to be off to the side, and he is going to try and whip him. And you'll see his hair kind of grow out long and everything, and the tips of it start to go razor sharp.
No advantage.
I think the
Oh,
advantage
prone.
only goes to creatures within 5 feet.
Well, he's prone. Is prone advantage 5 feet only?
Let's try it.
I believe it's melee attacks.
It might be. I have a book in front of me, but one of you looking it up?
I got
An attack
the
roll
PhD.
against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
There you go.
Ah. Oh, otherwise
Unfortunately.
has disadvantage, even if it's a melee. Interesting.
Yeah, I know range had disadvantage. Okay. All right then. That'll be EOT.
Yeah, even reach weapons would have disadvantage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. You know, I didn't think I can learn too much more, but there you go. I didn't know about the reach disadvantage.
Yeah, I learned that too.
All right, Tram.
All right, Tram sees an opportunity.
Yeah, he takes it.
And no, not yet. I should have done that maybe. That's all right. Okay, well that's not overly impressive, but EOT.
Right, Declan.
Alright. Kind of wishing I didn't unprepared Dragon's Breath at the moment, but you know, c'est la vie.
That's your signature spell, the blower.
I was gonna say that's his specialty. I thought.
Well, I was going with a more of a subdue spell rather than a, kill him spell, so. Live and learn. If we really think this might take too many resources, I could try to... Wait, have we heard this troll speak?
No.
No?
He,
Like it
just-
is,
he
scream
said
out.
he said food. That's about it. Single word. He might not know a language, a full language, but he has said food. He's able to say something.
I mean, I could suggest him just have him fuck off for 8 hours.
You could try.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, might just be more resource friendly for that, honestly.
Not every fight's to end in a kill. You get this guy to run off. You get to run off.
Alright. It is a range of 30 feet. Alrighty. And so he'll just call out to the troll. You need to increase your exercise. How about you just take a run to the north for 8 hours?
Here. Is it a wisdom save, I imagine?
Yes, wisdom saving throw.
All right, he does. Yeah, he doesn't seem to. He just looks at you and he thinks. God.
I think it worked.
What's that mean, Declan? Is he telling us to run?
He's gonna go take a jog. Get out of his way. And he's gonna get up onto this rock.
All right, Shen, you're up.
I'm gonna hold a vicious mockery of hostile action taken.
Yeah.
Alright, Petra will release her grapple and use her action to disengage. 15, 20. Okay. End her turn there.
Cora.
I'm gonna move away, I guess.
He's still a hostile creature, just, you know.
Well, I'm assuming I'm quite disengaging, right?
Yeah, I'm still gonna move away. Disengage. I think I can move there. That might be a little bit too far. No, that's fine. Okay, that's all.
See the troll look around. He's confused, but he does leap down and begin to run off. You see him look at Tram on his way out. He tries to bite him. Is that enough for you to assault him, Shen? He does look like he's following the orders.
He looks like he's following the orders to know.
Right? Tram, he doesn't hit you though. And he will continue that course. I'm assuming we're all on the same page, so we'll end it there.
Declan just takes a deep breath. And, looks to Petra. My face still looks okay, right?
All in one piece.
Thank God.
As she looks down at her massive bruises and bite wounds from the entire fight, she thinks you will live.
I think he might have broke a rib.
Mm-hmm.
Cash, are you okay? And he holds up his hands to give you a cure wounds.
It's okay, bud. It's okay, bud. I'll live.
Are you sure? Would you take it?
I'll take it.
Nice.
Tram walks up to Declan and pats him on the shoulder. Well done. And as he does, he pumps 10 points of lay on hands into him.
Typically better to outthink a problem than face it head on. Oop, I totally did. Plus 20.
Nice.
Put him on stream red-handed.
Yep.
should have catch on stream using the Nightshade scripts.
Yeah.
Look at it
Tramps.
this way, Declan. The more injured you get, the harder you get.
Is that how that works?
In many training times with Petra, she has definitely grown quite resilient to pain.
Cashin, is that what you told me when you told me about some of those other escapades you went on before coming into the forest?
No, that was different. That was different. Granted, it definitely hurt. That was different kind of pain.
This world.
Listen, people are messed up.
How are you holding up, Petra?
Oof. Petra definitely gave her a wallop, but Petra's convictions are still stronger.
Think you can make it to the camp still?
Of course. A couple of injuries like this is nothing.
Well, if anything continues to hurt, just let me know, okay? I got a few more.
She will. But luckily, we can... Hopefully we can solve this without having to injure anything else.
I was gonna ask, what's y'all's game plan here? Because we can go about this a couple ways.
Peacefully?
We can... Yes. But we can either talk it out and hope they're listening, or we can sneak in.
Maybe we should, move on before that creature gets wise and comes back to its bridge.
Walk and talk, walk and talk.
Talking.
So long as I concentrate on my spell, he's not coming back for at least 8 hours. Well, if maybe even longer if he's running out 8 hours, 8 hours back. So.
I mean, your concentration is not what I'm going to bet my life on.
Disappoint.
And with that, he is going to use Molder to kind of create a little pattern on the bridge, at least for the next hour. In case anybody else sees it, he is going to just write like danger troll onto the bridge's stone on the bridge.
Okay. When you guys walk back, hold on, guys, somebody wrote danger. Imagine.
Wait, troll.
He's back. All right. Yeah. As you guys walk, we can go back to the overview.
Well, I think we should approach them with respect. They're scared. They're trying to defend themselves.
I don't know. I like the idea of maybe not being seen and taking it.
My issue with that approach is if we are seen, it's going to not end well.
True.
I could quite literally not be seen.
Can you get all of the ore yourself?
I mean, if we can find a sneaky path.
Maybe. Well, I'm fine talking it out. I'm just making it clear that I do have other methods should we feel necessary.
It's a fair option. I feel like the straight approach would be better with these folks. I mean, they are thieves, but their intentions aren't necessarily bad.
I'm just hoping that they're all part of that, because that kid's probably fine. I'm just wondering if there's maybe a bad influence that led them to choose thievery over other methods.
Well, why not both? Why don't we have a few of us go invisible, or one of us go invisible and grab the stuff while we're negotiating?
That seems underhanded.
Let's just
Plan
talk
B.
it out.
Yeah, let's give them a chance.
Should
All right.
Petra be not seen, at least for negotiations, since these people are here because of the monsters?
It's probably not a bad idea, sadly.
She will be nearby. Just yell for her if you need her.
I don't think at some point the world has to learn that not all are bad.
I would
This is
agree,
a
but
sensitive time.
perhaps not right after the storm rolled through.
It's been only a few days since they lost everything. She will earn the reputation she deserves through her merit, eventually. But she cannot be too rash. She must give these people time to heal. So she'll make herself scarce, but if you need for her, she'll come.
I mean, these are kids we're talking about. They literally have no filter.
I mean, what better time to teach them, honestly?
Declan, it is okay.
I'm for it. I mean,
Well, teaching them about respect has to start somewhere. How about we start with us showing it to them first?
Right. Tram the Sunday school teacher. I'm ready for that.
Tram's probably great with the kids.
Not a bad idea.
Petra's never had the chance to be around children.
Ugh. Seedlings. Ugh.
They're cute, but they're assholes. They're cute assholes.
What'd you call them? People larva? No,
That
that's
was
the
you.
really small ones.
Petra's had a far different experience with babies than all of you, so she will not comment further.
Are you a mother?
No. She had to deal with a lot of her sister's spawn, though.
Oh, babies suck.
Aishin does not understand that Naga babies are... She will get into it a different day. She will find a good tree to hide behind while you all negotiate.
I mean, I was just talking about, would you rather be close and invisible or just hide behind a tree?
That would probably be for the best. She would want to be at the ready in case any of you are in danger.
Okay, well, it'll be an hour, so that'll be time for us to gauge the everything, and I'll let you know if the time's running out and if you need to hide away or dip or what.
Alright, put it on her when we're close and she will be close by.
Well, one day there will be a time where you're not seen as a danger to other people.
One day. But let us take everything slowly.
Alright. Onwards.
As you move forward, give me a general stealth check just so you can make sure you don't get caught leading up to find out. They might have scouts, they might have people watching. You don't all need to succeed, just half of you, which half of you have already succeeded. So let's continue. I'm going to put you in the bushes next to the encampment. You are currently unseen. I can't put you any closer if you want to still be stealthed. And you guys can take it from there. You're now getting a chance to kind of view, i.e. what you're up against, what you need to manage or deal with. And again, it could be entirely non-lethal. Let's move you there now. We'll be ending here in a little bit, but we could possibly open up a narrative, or maybe we get sprung into a battle. Who knows? We won't do the fight, but yeah.
Alright.
As you are in this bush, you see across the way, I'll describe the camp very briefly just so you guys can talk. You see that they do have some lookouts, maybe even more than you can see on the map. That might be equally hidden or just too far for you to see. There's a cliff with one bandit looking down onto it. They look like they're all in their middle ages, except for one individual who seems to be bossing everyone out. Oh, get those weapon racks ready. We're moving soon. With the money we'll get for those racks, we'll be able to repair our home and protect our settlement. And you can hear them yelling stuff like that. And then they're all moving around. Some of them are cooking. You'd think there might be more people in the tents. They are fairly big. And you could see all of the supplies are right here. You can see they're marked with the Hammer House symbol on them. and then you guys can go ahead and talk and do what you want to do.
Alright, Kaishin. Make Petra disappear.
Okay. He'll kind of reach into the ground and pull out a bit of dirt. He'll kind of smear it around on his hands to make a little bit of mud. And as he kind of puts one line of mud down each cheek, he kind of says, "Nature's got plenty of camouflage. Nature magic is got the best." And he will cast invisibility.
I think you cast enlarge instead. It's not a
Misfire.
two-piece bandits to a kaiju event.
Yeah, Skyrim.
We're taking this
one,
now.
That's one way to go about it. It's intimidation.
Why do I hear boss music? One day.
Let's approach cautiously.
Well, Shin, I think you're the kindest of us all.
I guess. I mean, I just don't give a shit.
Or maybe not.
Okay, as you guys come out into the open, you see them all stand up real quick. Oi! Who are you?
Tram holds a hand up in the air. Hail, friends!
We aren't your friends. What do you want with us?
We simply wish to talk.
I guess we're doing that now, so go ahead.
We believe that you have some items from a blacksmith that we'd like to talk about.
Yeah, we do got some items from a blacksmith. What about it?
We'd like to request a trade.
A trade? What kind of trade you talking?
Tram, we're just here to collect. Why are you offering shit?
Just working with it here, I don't know.
Well, you're doing a bad job already.
Hey man, if you're paying, but I ain't got any gold.
What you planning over there? I see you all mutting around each other. What's going on here?
The blacksmith has offered us an opportunity. We wish to collect some items that you gathered with the items that you took, but he's offered that you can keep the weapons and armor.
Wait,
Protect yourself.
you're trading me stuff I already have?
And Tram looks back like, I'm not doing so well here, guys.
No, we're not trading. No, Listen, we came for
who's a traitor?
ore.
Who's a traitor?
No, god damn it.
How about we come to the edge of our respective areas? Nobody draw your arms.
And Declan will step forward. The smith that you procured your items from, he understands the difficult times that we're all in right now. So he doesn't begrudge you for what you've done.
That's good. That's good.
But you did take some very valuable ore.
That's not leaves.
How valuable?
He needs it for the defense of the city.
Yeah,
He's looking to.
how valuable?
I'm not a tradesman.
I don't know, probably like 3 silver, a rock or something.
They wouldn't call
Valuable
it
enough where if you give it over, he will let you keep everything else without the guard coming on your ass.
Are you guys gonna give me persuasions at disadvantage, one of you?
I started. Well, I can if you want.
I don't care which one you do. Whoever engaged him at least one. Okay. So you're talking to him. He's looking at you and goes, how much ore you need? I think I know about those shiny rocks you're talking. I've seen 8 chunks of them. How about we do half and half?
We'd really like to recover all of them.
That's all we're interested in is the ore.
Again, keep the armor, keep the weapons. We understand you need it for your protection.
Yeah, I mean, what good is rock to you anyway? What are you gonna do with rocks?
Looks back. Well, obviously, we're gonna sell it if it's valuable. You numb nuts. He looks and he talks to the bandits. All right, listen here, Bandit 1, Bandit 2. We got a lot of people over there, and I'm not interested in fighting. We give them some of the rocks, okay? We keep maybe one or two, maybe one or two. All right, my guys here had an idea that it wasn't my idea. They think we should keep at least 1 or 2 rocks and give you 6.
So, I get it. There is one hitch in your plan.
What?
They're valuable to a dwarf. How many dwarfs do you know? How many dwarf smiths do you know?
I mean, I know Glossman. He's a good lad. I ain't gonna lie.
Right? So to him, he can use that shit.
That's
any
why
of you
it's
guys
valuable to him.
Any of you guys master dwarven smiths over there?
Oh, I see. Ain't no one else gonna be able to work that rock like old Glossy. Give me another persuasion. This is flat, bro. This will be a hard check because it'll determine their course of action next.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Yeah, 19. Good, a 14 would not have done it. He looks at you and he says, all right, we'll give you the rocks if we can keep the rest of the load and no issues. And you pull 1 night watch here with my men, because we've been being harassed by the monsters in the forest. We can use the extra muscle to get back on your way tomorrow with the rocks.
I'm good for that. I can stay behind.
I think that seems a fair trade.
Sure, you got any bullets?
You know, bullets. We got 8 rocks you want though.
Aishin would feel a poking on his shoulder.
I know. Oh, just a heads up. We do have special muscle that's hiding off, just so it didn't scare you. Really strong on your side, really helpful on a watch, but scary if you don't see her coming.
Oh, we see that with a lot of women. You get my drip.
Probably not this one.
He calls out towards the back, like into the forest. Patra, you can come out of the forest now. And
Just for theatrics' sake, before you unveil the invisibility, the bandits would just hear the whisperings of Abyssal as the bushes rustle.
Boy,
That'll set him at ease.
what you think, boys? A 7 and 8? 9 maybe? Old Dirk put the work in on him. Then you come out the bush. The visibility slowly fades. Holy shit! We're under attack.
Not under attack. We are friendly.
Oh.
Remember what I said?
She's with us.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Oh, it's tough. You got a big party there, May. I'll let. How about 3 camp on that side of the river and 3 with us? I don't want you to just be able to take us.
You were wanting us for protection.
Yeah, I mean, someone could attack from the other side of the bridge. It's not like they're only going to appear on this side. Sorry, I'm just not. You get enough numbers to make my numbers not feel, well, advantageous. So you get your 8 rocks. You help us guard 1 night. You go on your way. Half on this side, half on that side. That's the best I can do for you people.
He looks to the group and goes, I can be on the other side, if you guys want to be closer to the fire, I can chill in the forest and hold watch.
Petra will share this side with you. She's starting to smell the urine from the other ones. As she looks over.
Join the bandit camp.
I'll
I
jump on
mean-
the other side too.
I mean, we could. Never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a pot of rabbit meat on. Or at least keep your bellies fed. You got a little bit to spare. All right, which three are going to cross the bridge to the other side, and then the other three can set up camp on this side for a night watch. And then tomorrow, if everything goes good tonight, they will give you the 8 pieces, and you guys will go on your way.
Okay. Petra will take up her side with Kaishin.
All right, you guys look like a strong bit of lads. Excellent. Want some rabbit stew?
Sure. Sounds good.
There we go. There we go. Nice from the belly. Don't worry, not trying to poison you. He hands you a bowl deck and then he shoves a spoon in it and just like throws it in his throat. Oh, I think that's some good shit. So name's Durf. I run these turf here. We had a village outside the main city, but it got burnt to a crisp. We're the survivors. We got something to fight for over here. Hey, plant boy. Let's stay away from the special rocks until it's time to make the trade. We'll have one of our guys guard over there.
Just making sure all the everything we agreed upon was present first is all.
All right, show him, Bobby. He walks over and shows you the box. And then you see 8 beautiful dark stones gleaming with magical powers. Enough to build that barrier, you hope.
Smiles. This'll go a long way with protecting the land. Are you sure you all just want to run off and not join the fight?
We have our own home and our own way of life outside of the city's limits and the rule of a king. We're free people in the freest sense. But of course, when our city was burnt to a crisp and our soldiers and family members killed, we ain't had a choice. We had to take up arms. I'm sorry we had to hit Glossmere. He's a good lad, but he's the only blacksmith in Dalewick.
You say that, but look at all of us. We're not exactly from a united bunch either, and yet here we are together and able to do some good.
All right, well, come on. Come peek into this camp. You'll see it did a lot of good right there. Why don't you come into this campsite with me real quick on this tent? Yeah, you like?
Tram's gonna trust him. He'll do it.
Yeah, he opens a tent and you see women and children and even babies inside that they're keeping hush. And he's like, it's all right, let them babies cry. And they let them breathe a little bit. A little oxygen in their lungs. We're just protecting our people. We ain't got a village and we don't got an army to look after us. We have no intention of submitting to the king. He's a good man, but we're not his citizens. We're free people. We're gonna stay free people, even if it's a little harder.
We understand.
And
We're not here to change that.
these are all of our soldiers. I'm happy you ain't trying to take us in the fight because half of these soldiers, to be honest, what you doing here, Bobby? Oh, me a farmer. I hit you with this pitchfork, but I ain't any good with it. I just guess we're lucky that we found a group that wasn't just going to attack us on sight. Leave the Glossmere to not send real people after us. Not that you're fake people. I think you get my drift. Most people just murder us.
I think Glossmere's a good soul. He wasn't looking for anything violent. He understood your situation.
All right, get some peace offering for your friends. Hey, Bob, why don't you go ahead and run them bowl of stew down there? That snake girl, she's a big one down there. I told you at least a 7 like for snake. And you see him take a bowl of meat, and he goes around the river, and eventually he comes over to you. Oh, I ain't looking for trouble there, eh, snake lady and monkey lad and armored dude with guns. I'm just bringing you some soup.
That is so kind. Petra will gladly take your soup.
All right, it's rabbit soup right here. That's that good shit.
Apparently what sometimes they say, best of shit, right?
Yeah. That's what we say on the farm. We usually just say pipe shit. It's a generic term.
She wanted to take this moment also to say she is sorry for what happened to your village.
I ain't like you did to my village.
She's doing everything she can to try and fix all of the problems made by the storm.
Oh, I appreciate that. And he gives you the stew, and you see Durf look. Yeah, recently we've realized that there have been a lot more monstrous activity. Luckily, not too much. When it says that, Declan, give me a dexterity saving throw. Of course it's Declan. Always Declan.
What did I do to deserve this?
Just where my stuff
You
is put.
created Declan.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm streaming my game, so you can just know that you're just in an unfortunate place.
I'm
Is
just
that
like,
bandit pissing off the cliff?
Yeah, the bandit fall off the cliff just now.
I'm gonna do expend inspiration.
Well,
not that it matters.
The bandit falls onto you for 2d6 damage and is dead. And as he falls down and slams onto you, you see Durf turn around and be like, "Oh fuck, it's back!" And screaming at the top of its lungs is the monster of the cliffs. That is where our session ends.
Oh no! It looks like a trog.
Oh yes, it is. Oh yes. Yeah, it was hidden in that bush and you guys came. So when you laid there and I knew that guard was fucked, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. All right, anyway. Hope you guys had a lot of fun playing today. And the viewers that came out today, I hope you guys had a good time watching. Everybody say goodbye to the stream.
Bye.
Goodbye, all.
Goodbye.
Goodbye for now.
All right, it's your boy Falcon, and I'm flying out.
Yes.